Chapter 1384. A strange look flashed across the leader's eyes. Although he was surprised, he thought that Tian had used some secret treasure to block his attack. Again! The leader shouted. He punched out with both fists. The starry sky was filled with fist shadows. The third level of power, under the leader's control, was extremely domineering. The void couldn't withstand it and kept shattering. Tian was in the range of the attack. Bring it on. Who's afraid? Tian looked down on the world and fearlessly faced the attack. Boom, boom, boom. Under the starry sky, two figures flashed past. After the two of them, the void under the starry sky completely collapsed. Apart from the sector master, who could barely see them, the others couldn't. They could only feel the starry sky shaking. Invincible physical body. It really is invincible. The leader punched out, shaking the starry sky. The vast starry sky seemed like it was about to shatter, but at this moment his face was filled with shock. The rumors are true. Tian's physical body has reached an invincible level. Even the third level of power can't break his defense. It can only make him spit out blood. Even I can't do that. What kind of body-refining secret technique is he cultivating? The destruction demon leader frowned as he faced such a powerful attack. Tian had actually blocked it. Leader, you are destined to come here for nothing. Lin Fei, who was under attack, kept using his 6 arms to block the leader's attack. He didn't care if he spat out blood. After merging 800 god bodies, Lin Fei's physical body wasn't as weak as before. When the leader's attack landed on his body, he felt numb and itchy. The blood in his body churned, but it only made him spit out blood. It was just a small injury. Lin Fei knew that his physical body could block the leader's attack. 800 god bodies had merged and showed its power. Everyone has underestimated you. The destruction demon leader punched again. It's too early to say that. Block my secret technique first. 3 fists shocks the sky. The leader realized that this couldn't go on. His power couldn't break through Tian's defense. He was in a situation where he couldn't lose. The leader used a secret technique. Even the secret technique could not break through Tian's defense. It was as Tian had said, they had come here for nothing. In an instant, countless afterimages appeared behind the destruction devil leader. Each afterimage punched out, and thousands of fistlights fused into a single punch. All of their power merged into one. Boom, boom, boom. 3 punches. Each punch was stronger than the last, and the might of the heavens was overflowing. What a powerful secret technique. He's unleashing his ultimate move. As long as he can block it, the evil demon leader will be helpless. Lin Fei thought to himself. He felt quite proud of himself. There were very few people who could force the evil demon leader to use his most powerful secret technique. Reincarnation sword. In the face of such a powerful secret technique, Lin Fei did not dare to underestimate it. The more critical the moment, the more he could not relax. With the true self-world annihilation sword in hand, he swung it. Rays of light flashed around the sword light. The rays of light formed a circle and formed a black whirlpool, blocking in front of Lin Fei. This was a defensive sword. Thanks to the Overlord's sword technique, the sword's power had increased significantly. In fact, its power had increased by more than 10 times. The fist light shot into the sky, and the fist smashed into the black whirlpool. Kacha! The black whirlpool was shattered by the fist, and its power was greatly reduced. Lin Fei once again slashed out over 100 times, each time creating a whirlpool in front of him. Boom, boom, boom. After shattering more than 90 vortexes, Lin Fei met them with a punch, but he was also sent flying. He had finally managed to block the fist. The second and third punches came one after another. Lin Fei once again used Reincarnation Sword, dissipating the opponent's power. Although Lin Fei had been sent flying, and his chi and blood were in turmoil, he was not seriously injured. Evil demon leader, your secret technique is useless. The attack was very fast, and everything happened in the time it took for a spark to fly off of a flint. Lin Fei blocked the attack, a calm smile on his face. The evil demon leader really did want to use the secret technique to seriously injure Di Tian. As long as he could break through his defenses, everything would be fine. Now that Di Tian had blocked the powerful secret technique, the evil demon leader knew that it would not be easy to take him down. You're right. You win today. The Devil Breaker leader no longer acted. He returned to the warship. At his level, he understood many things. Di Tian relied on his unrivaled physique and a third-level secret art. He was already in an invincible position. Continuing to fight would only be a waste of time. How regretful! The evil demon leader knew of Di Tian's existence, but he did not care much. From the peak of Immortal Emperor to the third level, it would take at least a few chaos years. And this was a genius. This Di Tian was a monster. The evil demon leader could not find any other words to express himself. Such a potential opponent gave the evil demon leader a headache. He had been prepared to suppress him, but now it was impossible. Evil demon leader, no one can stop the fusion of the two worlds. Lin Fei laughed out loud. This emperor and the leader are not enemies. We'll mind our own business. How great is that, don't you think? The evil demon leader stopped attacking and instead said such words. The spectators were all shocked. Di Tian was already standing at a height that they could not hope to reach. They could not offend him. The evil demon leader said calmly, "Let's mind our own business. You're smart. Do you think that's possible?" "Why not?" Lin Fei said, "Because you can't do anything to this emperor." "What does this emperor want to do?" "Leader, how many of your Iron Blood Alliance people can stop this emperor's attack?" "You're threatening me," the evil demon leader said harshly. Just like what he said, other than himself, no one would be able to block Di Tian's attacks. With an invincible physique, no one would be able to injure Di Tian. In addition to the secret art of the Grand Sword Qi, he could kill anyone he wanted. "That's your problem. What you choose is up to you," Lin Fei said. "This emperor doesn't want to say too much. Leader knows better than anyone else." The other people on the warship were all furious. However, they could not do anything against Di Tian. Even the leader could not do anything to him, let alone them. The evil demon leader suddenly laughed. "Then, it's like you said. The two of us shouldn't be a match. If this gets out, we'll be laughed at." Lin Fei smiled and said, "This emperor likes people like you, leader. If it wasn't for your invincible body, I would have taken you down long ago." The evil demon leader thought to himself. He now saw Di Tian as someone on the same level as him. Chapter 1385. Lin Fei smiled. He wasn't worried that the leader would do anything. That would just be unnecessary. He couldn't say it before because the leader was too strong. When he was angry, he could attack and he wasn't threatened at all. But things were different now. The leader couldn't do anything to Di Tian. Since the two of them were on the same level, everything would be fine. Hearing this, the leader's expression changed slightly, but he quickly recovered. The people behind him stared at him in anger. How could they not understand what he meant? No matter what, the lanky young master was in Di Tian's hands. Snatch? No way. Even the leader couldn't do anything to Di Tian. How could it be so easy to snatch the young master back? Even if they acted, it would be the same. Then I have to thank Dao friend Di Tian for saving me. The leader said, "My son has an explosive temper. I don't know how he offended someone. After I bring him back, I will definitely teach him a lesson." The leader didn't need to think to know why his son landed in Di Tian's hands. It was obvious that his son had offended Di Tian, which was why he landed in his hands. Lin Fei knew that the leader would say this. "Leader, you came from so far away. Why don't you come to my humble abode and drink some tea?" "Sure." The expressions of the world lords outside changed. Even the leader of the Iron Blood Alliance couldn't do anything to Tion. Also, Tion's strength was much more terrifying than they imagined. He used his bare hands to block the leader's attack. Who could do that? Tion did it. These world lords all sent the news to their good friends. Such a huge matter would spread sooner or later. This meant that the 10,000 worlds now had another true expert, someone on the same level as the leader. The moment the news spread, it spread like wildfire. The leader's influence in the 10,000 worlds was not small, and he controlled so many worlds. But now, he couldn't do anything to Tion, who just rose up. The two palaces had good foresight. Not long later, this news spread like the wind. Tion, who was ranked 93rd on the Wind Cloud leaderboard, was evenly matched with the leader of the destroyed demon tribe. What was more terrifying was his body. It was so strong that even the leader couldn't break it. In the end, he gave up and went to Great Metropolis as a guest. Tion became famous once again. The two palaces, 3 halls for gates. These huge powers all knew about this person. His improvement was extremely fast, and he broke the cultivation records of the 10,000 worlds. This was the first person to cultivate. The Langye young master was placed under house arrest in a courtyard. All of his belongings were taken away, and he had to walk around the courtyard. This was definitely a nightmare for someone as prideful as him. Tion, you bastard. Once my father arrives, he'll surely chop you into 18 pieces. No, I'll even capture your soul and burn it with the heavenly nirvana flames for 10,000 years. The Langye young master said with hatred in his eyes. The Langye young lord did not want to continue living like this. Bastard, you're really a bastard. I'll skin you alive sooner or later. After pacing back and forth for a few steps, the Langye young master roared angrily again. Unfilial son, apologize to fellow Taoist Tion. A furious roar sounded out as the broken demon leader appeared next to the Langye young master. He slapped out and sent the Langye young master tumbling to the ground. Father, help me teach that Tion a lesson. The Langye young master didn't even realize what he had just said. The first thing he wanted to do when his father appeared was to vent his anger and find trouble with Tion. The broken demon leader's face was ugly. He slapped out again, slapping the Langye young master. Unfilial son, do you know what you're saying? Only then did the Langye young master react. After slapping twice, blood seeped out from the corner of his mouth. Father, the Langye young master didn't understand why his father would slap him. This was something that had never happened before. Fellow Taoist Tion, my son doesn't know any better. I've made a fool out of myself. The broken demon leader said apologetically. He glared at his son. With your temper, you should be lucky that they didn't kill you. You're young. It's normal for you to have a temper. Lin Fei walked out of the void. The Langye young master saw his father and Tion together. His eyes opened wide. What was going on? Why were they together? Didn't father come to take him away? Langye, hurry up and apologize. The Langye young master knew his father's temper. For him to go and apologize, it was definitely because his father was afraid of something. However, the Langye young lord couldn't even open his mouth to apologize to Tion. Tion not only killed one of his subordinates, he even snatched his things away. Now he even wanted to apologize? Since his father had spoken, even if he wasn't willing, he had to apologize. Apologizing to the bastard he called before made him feel so wronged. I'm sorry. The Langye young master lowered his head. This was the first time he apologized. He wanted to dig a hole in the ground so that he could crawl into it. Actually, it's nothing. Your son is still young and doesn't know much. When he grows up, he will. Lin Fei squinted his eyes and smiled. With his father here, the Langye young master could only hold it in and not say anything. The broken demon leader had high hopes for his son, which was why he lowered his face and came personally. Compared to Tion, his son was really lacking. Dao, friend Tion, My son has brought you a lot of trouble. I will personally take him back to teach him a lesson. I won't stay here for long." The broken demon leader said, This emperor suddenly remembered that to save your son, I spent quite a few top-grade treasures. My heart hurts so much." Lin Fei said seriously, "I don't have any top-grade treasures on me now. Leader is so rich. You probably don't care about these top-grade treasures, right?" The langy young master was so angry that he almost couldn't breathe. "Shameless! You were the one who chased after me. Now you're saying that I saved my life. Do you really think we're easy to bully? Of course." The broken demon leader's eyes twitched. "The person who chased after your son is too strong. If it wasn't for my good luck, I probably wouldn't have survived." Lin Fei wanted the broken demon leader to come because he wanted to get some top-grade treasures from him. The other party was rich and overbearing. Giving up some top-grade treasures wasn't a big price compared to killing the langy young master. "Come visit when you're free." Under the starry sky, Lin Fei's voice traveled very far. On the battleship, the eyes of the langy young master were about to spit fire. He originally wanted to ask for the things from before, but the shameless Ditian said if there was nothing left, he would just take it for himself. "Father, that bastard Ditian is too arrogant." Langy young master said angrily, "That fellow is a shameless person. Don't offend him in the future. Before your father breaks through, you must go against him." The langy young master was shocked. "Father, he is merely a newly risen world lord. Why are you so afraid of him, even if he is ranked 93rd on the wind cloud list? Father fought a great battle with him. His physical body was unrivaled, and father was unable to break through it. What do you think?" The langy young master's heart shook. He felt as if he had been struck in the head. How is this possible, his strength? Anyone who wasn't an idiot would understand what was going on. "Father, don't worry. I won't provoke him any more. Realm Lord, if you extort the leader of the Broken Devil faction like this, what if he holds a grudge?" Kai Yuan, Celestial Emperor, experienced everything from start to end. Before this, he was worried that Di Tian wouldn't be able to deal with the Broken Devil faction leader. But what happened next caused Kai Yuan, Celestial Emperor, to be dumbfounded. Such an expert could crush him with a single finger. Yet, he was helpless against Di Tian. This was something Kai Yuan, Celestial Emperor, didn't dare to believe. Only after the leader of the Devil Break sect left did the Kai Yuan Immortal Emperor truly realize that he has chosen to follow the right person this time around. The resentment he felt earlier instantly vanished without a trace. Following such a world overlord was much better than living among a bunch of other world overlords. Hee, I guess he already holds a grudge against this emperor. Lin Fei smiled. However, so what if he does? He can't do anything to me now. He can only swallow this loss. Lin Fei was in a good mood. He obtained 3 peak-grade treasures from the Broken Devil faction leader. One was offensive, while the other 2 were defensive. The Broken Devil faction leader's heartache was fake. The langy young master targeted him, so Lin Fei extorted items out of him. This was already giving the Broken Devil faction leader a lot of face. If it was an ordinary person, he would have been killed long ago. After the Broken Devil faction leader and his group left, the spectators dispersed. No one dared to stand out anymore. Di Tian's name became an existence that they feared. On the last day, a tremor came from the starry sky. The 2 great worlds finally merged together. After that, there would no longer be Kai Yuan Celestial World. Once the 2 worlds merged, the original great metropolis, Celestial World, started to expand. Billions and billions of miles of celestial energy surged. The entire world was changing. Ha ha ha, I actually broke through. I also broke through. Immortal King, I'm an Immortal King now. Once the worlds merged, the people from both worlds benefited. Those heaven immortals absorbed the celestial energy and started to break through to Xian Immortal. The natives of the two worlds benefited unimaginably. Heaven Immortals, Xian Immortals, these immortals all improved. The stronger they were, the stronger they became. Other than that, the demonic beasts of Great Metropolis Celestial World also successfully transformed into humanoid beasts. These people became even more grateful to Dtion Realm Lord after they broke through. If not for Dtion Realm Lord, many people who would never be able to break through in their entire lives would be filled with gratitude. The original ancestors of Kai Yuan Celestial World also benefited. The one who benefited the most was Lin Fei. The moment the worlds merged, dense celestial energy entered Lin Fei's body. Lin Fei did not reject it and allowed it to enter his body. His ancient god power started to rise. Lin Fei's strength rose steadily. So good. The ancient god power that had not risen before was rising rapidly. Chapter 1386. It took 10 days for the two worlds to completely fuse. In these 10 days, Great Metropolis World underwent earth-shattering changes. The mountains and rivers were all evolving, and immortal energy filled the air. What usually took a month of cultivation was now done in Great Metropolis World in 10 days. The local immortals benefited greatly. Such a huge commotion caused many immortals from the surrounding worlds to boldly seek refuge in Great Metropolis World. Facing so many immortals joining Great Metropolis World, those world lords didn't even dare to make a sound. They didn't have the guts to go against Dtion for now. Helplessly, he could only issue an order to forbid immortals from going to Great Metropolis World. Little did they know that with this order, the number of immortals going to Great Metropolis World increased by several times. The immortals could see that there was no future for them in their original worlds. Great Metropolis World was like a rising sun, giving them hope. This was something Lin Fei didn't expect. 10th day. Lin Fei opened his eyes and exhaled. Immortal energy surged like a rainbow. The two worlds fusing. I didn't expect to receive such great benefits. The ancient god power in my body has become denser. Lin Fei was filled with power. Now, a breath from him could make a fourth-step immortal emperor, unable to take it. With an intention of his will, Lin Fei returned to the World Lord Stone Monument in the Holy Heavens Academy. The time in the stone pagoda was accelerated once again. 1 year outside would be 1,000 years inside. 10 years outside would be 10,000 years inside. Lin Fei had already expected the changes in the World Lord Stone Pagoda. Lin Fei was very excited about such a huge change. 10 years was enough to nurture a large number of genius disciples with large amounts of resources. Lin Fei used his spiritual sense to look at the entire Great Metropolis World. Now, Great Metropolis World was filled with vitality. It wasn't as lifeless and hopeless as before. Half a year after the two worlds fused, at the center of Great Metropolis World, countless mountains flew over. Tens of thousands of palaces rose up, forming a palace. In the sky, Lin Fei waved his hand to summon the palaces, forming a palace. Emperor Palace. It's officially done. Among the palaces above a dazzling Jingguang Palace, there were 2 Jingguang words, Emperor Palace. This was the sacred mountain of the Great Metropolis Heaven from now on. Lin Fei waved his hand once more, sending out array flags into the void. Ripples spread out in the void before finally returning to a state of tranquility. Everyone knew that a spirit formation had been set up in this area just now. Congratulations, Master! Congratulations, fellow Taoist Dtion. Not far away, many experts flew over and congratulated Lin Fei. Lin Fei accepted them one by one and invited them to be his guests. The Imperial Palace, the place where Lin Fei lived again. The Realm Lord Stone Pagoda wasn't moved over and continued to stay in the Holy Heaven Academy. Meanwhile, Lin Fei stepped down from his position as the dean and handed it over to someone else. With the fusion of two worlds, Lin Fei was no longer an ordinary world overlord. His fame was extremely resounding in the myriad of worlds. When people encountered him, they would have to address him as Dao Friend. Now, no one in the entire universe dared to question his strength. News of the battle between the broken demon leaders had long since spread. An entire universe was in an uproar. This time, everyone was convinced. No one dared to look down on Di Tian anymore. Di Tian's status was something they had to look up to, and not something they could point fingers at before. Those who had caused trouble for him previously, such as the palace lords of the Wind and Thunder Palaces, all came to congratulate him. In reality, they were there to apologize. Now Lin Fei had the right to do so. A year after the fusion of the two worlds, just as everyone thought that Di Tian would be quiet for a period of time, who would have expected that the nearest world would suffer again? Di Tian used the excuse that the world was in chaos and the absence of the world overlord to intervene and suppress the internal strife. With this suppression, Di Tian began to fuse the great metropolis heaven with the realm heart again. When the news spread, everyone was in an uproar. However, this time, no one dared to say anything. Di Tian was very reasonable, and no one could find any reason to criticize him. As for the subsequent fusion, Di Tian directly said that he was willing. With just one sentence, Di Tian fused with another world. After the broken demon leader of the Iron Blood Alliance found out, he scolded Di Tian for being shameless. He actually shamelessly fused worlds. However, due to Di Tian's physical body, the broken demon leader couldn't do anything to Di Tian. After fusing two worlds, the broken demon leader was very angry and once again descended on the great metropolis heaven. Everyone thought that there would be a huge battle, but the broken demon leader didn't attack. The two of them said something, and in the end, the broken demon leader left without saying a word. This had become a mystery. On such a matter, the broken demon leader actually didn't attack. This was simply unimaginable. Di Tian's great metropolis heaven directly fused two worlds, expanding once more. The natives obtained boundless benefits. After fusing with the world once more, Di Tian didn't do anything. Di Tian didn't do anything. He accompanied his wife and daughter every day and didn't do anything overboard. Slowly, no one paid attention to the great metropolis heaven anymore. Everyone felt that the broken demon leader had suppressed Di Tian, such that he didn't dare to act recklessly. The nearby world overlords finally heaved a sigh of relief. Facing such a domineering neighbor, the nearby world overlords all felt wronged. How did they end up with such a neighbor? Luckily, this neighbor finally stopped and didn't attack them. However, knowing that immortals were constantly running over to the great metropolis heaven, their expressions became even uglier. This was something they couldn't stop. Before, they were all about the same level of world overlords, but now they were at two extremes. They were so angry that they cursed Di Tian countless times. I can finally go into secluded meditation. On the highest level of the world overlord stone tower, Lin Fei sat down cross-legged. After the great metropolis heaven devoured two worlds and expanded, the system's first mission was temporarily completed. My power has reached the second stage. Now is the time to fuse it into a new power and push it to the third stage. This was Lin Fei's main goal in this secluded meditation. The strongest thing in my body is the true self Grand Tao. Now that I have immortal power and ancient God power, as long as I fuse them into the true self Grand Tao, my power will become as pure as one. After going through the other world and seeing the ruler's sword techniques, Lin Fei had accumulated a lot of knowledge. Now was the time to break through. Lin Fei wasn't satisfied with the second stage. He believed that after fusing with the true self Grand Tao, his power could break through again. Lin Fei waved his hand, and large amounts of top-quality experience pills flew out. Chapter 1387. Sector Lord Stone Tower's highest level. Lin Fei's closed-door cultivation lasted for 100 years in a flash. In these 100 years, Lin Fei used top-grade experience pills to fuse the immortal power into the great Tao of true self. This fusion was much more difficult than expected. The progress was very slow. 200 years later, Lin Fei fused half of the immortal power, and the tree formed by the great Tao of true self grew a lot. Although it wasn't a towering tree, it had a rough outline. Looks like I have to activate time acceleration. If not, this won't do. Originally, he hoped to fuse all the powers within 500 years. Now, Lin Fei knew that it was just a dream. Even with the help of top-grade experience pills, the speed was still so slow. This was indeed a difficult path to walk. After the time acceleration was activated, 1,000 years, he fused 1/3 of the immortal power. For 1,000 years, he fused 2/3. The last third of the immortal power took 13,000 years to fuse the entire immortal power into the great Tao of true self. 13,000 years, it really isn't easy. After a long time, Lin Fei finally fused the immortal power. The tree formed by the great Tao of true self was 1,000,000 feet tall. It was lush and covered the sky. This was the first time Lin Fei went into closed-door cultivation for such a long time. He used a large amount of top-grade experience pills and 13,000 years to fuse the entire immortal power. Now, only the ancient god power is left. The ancient god power was very strong. Lin Fei finally decided to fuse it into the great Tao of true self. Lin Fei wasn't surprised that the immortal power had been fused for 10,000 years. It wasn't the strongest power, it was just a support power. What was truly difficult to fuse was the ancient god power. The ancient god power was too strong. It wasn't any weaker than the great Tao of true self. Lin Fei started to fuse the ancient god power again. The moment he fused, the ancient god power rejected him. It wasn't easy to fuse them. The two powers kept fighting within Lin Fei's body, forming a battlefield. I don't believe that I can't fuse the ancient god power. Lin Fei became determined and threw himself into the fusion. It took Lin Fei 600,000 years to suppress the battle between the two forces. During these 600,000 years, Lin Fei suffered every single day. The two forces clashed, and his physical body nearly exploded. This suppression took 600,000 years. This was just the beginning. Fusing the ancient god power into the great Tao of truth was the truly arduous task. If the experts in the myriad of worlds knew about this, they would surely exclaim in surprise. Apart from immortal venerables, there really weren't many who had such a powerful physique. 1,000,000 years, 2,000,000 years, year after year passed, and Lin Fei entered the long and arduous path of fusion. Every time, he could only fuse a small part of it. The points in the system began to decrease. Fortunately, a top-grade experience pill could last for a long time. Even so, Lin Fei's speed was still extremely slow. 10,000,000 years, 50,000,000 years. Fortunately, Lin Fei was a fourth-step immortal emperor and had a long lifespan. This bit of time was nothing. After 100,000,000 years, Lin Fei had fused with half of the primordial god's power. That gave Lin Fei hope, and the speed at which he fused with the primordial god's power increased. 140,000,000 years ago, Lin Fei, who was cultivating, suddenly opened his eyes. If I don't fuse it now, when will I? Lin Fei forcibly merged the primordial god power that was struggling within his body into his great Tao of true self. The great Tao of true self transformed into a towering tree that grew to a height of 50,000,000 zhang. At the same time, endless amounts of true self energy filled Lin Fei's body. This was an even stronger power than before. Lin Fei extended his hand and grabbed, shaking the void. If it wasn't for the Realm Lord's support, this grab would have shattered the void. Just a little more. Once the power fused, it turned into the unique great Tao of truth. Lin Fei's power rose to the peak of the second stage. He was just one step away from the next stage. In order to break through this last step, Lin Fei went all out. Lin Fei used 1,000 years to finally break through. The great Tao in his body finally reached the third stage. Finally, when the power of the great Tao reached the third level, Lin Fei realized just how terrifying this level was. This power was far stronger than the second stage. Without thinking, Lin Fei knew that he could kill those fourth-step immortal emperors or even peak immortal emperors with just a breath. World Storm. With the support of the third stage, the World Storm turned into a monstrous storm. Its power was 100 times stronger than before. It changed from a spiritual attack to a physical attack. I didn't expect that the third stage would allow me to enter another realm. Previously, Lin Fei could at most use the World Storm to attack their souls and not their bodies. Now that he used it again, the World Storm was different. It attacked both the soul and body at the same time. The power of this attack reached the third stage. As long as Lin Fei willed it, the World Storm would sweep out. It was much faster than them using secret techniques. Lin Fei didn't expect this. This is great. Once my World Storm appears, even the leader of the Break Devil faction would be fearful. There were very few cultivators who could form a World Storm in the 10,000 worlds. There were almost no World Storms in the third stage. Lin Fei didn't expect the third stage World Storm to be so powerful. It could attack both the soul and body with just a thought. This was truly terrifying. Even secret techniques wouldn't be able to block it. Lin Fei wasn't in a hurry to leave. He used a few more years to stabilize his power before leaving the Realm Lord's Stone Tower. He came out of the Stone Tower. More than 400 years had passed outside. Close to 500 years had passed. Lin Fei's divine sense covered the entire great metropolis world. After merging the two worlds, the great metropolis world underwent great changes. Over the past 500 years, a large number of experts emerged. Its overall strength had increased by more than 100 times. Bao is not bad. He reached the pinnacle immortal emperor level so quickly. His power is also advancing towards the second stage. He isn't slow at all. Lin Fei saw Bao overseeing the Arch Palace. His strength improved the fastest. At the same time, he was also the strongest. With him overseeing and Kai Yuan immortal emperor, ordinary people wouldn't dare to find trouble. Lin Fei's divine sense landed on the Holy Heaven Academy. At this moment, after 500 years, the Heavenly Academy had grown from a few immortal kings in the past to over 100,000 immortal kings now. During these 500 years, the Heavenly Academy had expanded countless times. Genius disciples were everywhere, and on the square of the Heavenly Academy, a statue of Lin Fei had been erected side by side with the Shengtian immortal emperor. Chapter 1388. About 500 years had passed in the outside world, but in reality, 140 million years had passed inside. Lin Fei couldn't help but sigh. Cultivation to become an expert was built up over time, and this seemed to be just the beginning. In the future, the time spent in secluded cultivation might not be less than this. Close to 500 years of cultivation. When Lin Fei came out, Demon Emperor Silence Earth and Kai Yuan Celestial Emperor all ran over. In these 500 years, they had improved a lot. Demon Emperor Silence Earth was already peak fourth step Demon Emperor. With his strong physical body, he could be ranked second in the entire great metropolis world. After Lin Fei came out, he first asked about these 500 years. Luckily, everything was in order. Many people from the various worlds joined Great Metropolis World. They saw its development potential. It was the strongest world in the surrounding world. Master, during the 500 years that you were in seclusion, young Mistress Lu of the Tianyan Pavilion came knocking on your door several times. She left behind the things that you wanted and said that you should contact her when you come out of seclusion. Demon Emperor Silence Earth said as he took out storage rings one by one. Lin Fei kept the storage rings. They were filled with starstones. For someone as poor as him, the starstones came at the right time. Apart from that, Lin Fei also asked about what had happened in the universe in the past 500 years. Sector Lord, during these 500 years of secluded cultivation, something big happened. Kai Yuan, Celestial Emperor, said. Lin Fei sat on the throne. Tell me about it. It's rumored that the immortal court that has disappeared for a long time has appeared once again. Someone activated this supreme treasure of the immortal court and appeared in the 10th level of the void before. That was when the Realm Lord was in seclusion for 200 years. The second time it appeared was 400 years ago. It appeared in one of the 3 most dangerous places in the myriad of worlds. The Cursed Land, Celestial Dynasty appeared. This was indeed big news. Celestial Dynasty, that was a supreme treasure. During the war, it disappeared without a trace and never appeared again. Master, Celestial Dynasty appeared. I heard that the 2 palaces sent Celestial Supremes to try to take it down. However, they were heavily injured. There was even shocking news that Celestial Dynasty had a ruler. The 2 palaces had rulers and Celestial Supremes. They were the strongest factions. They actually couldn't do anything to the immortal court. The myriad heavens and myriad worlds are in chaos. Lin Fei said, for the time being, this has nothing to do with us. Even if the sky falls, there are people from the 2 palaces to support it. Lin Fei did not want to get involved in such a big matter. After 500 years of seclusion, Lin Fei had originally planned to relax for a few days, but after a month, the people from the Iron Blood Alliance came knocking. On the sacred mountain of the Imperial Palace, Lin Fei summoned the 2 envoys. These 2 envoys didn't even dare to breathe loudly in front of Lin Fei. After more than 140 million years of cultivation, Lin Fei's every move was filled with pressure, making it hard for them to resist. Speak, Leader Devil Breaker. What do you want to say to me? Lin Fei didn't believe that the Evil Breaker leader would visit him out of goodwill. There must be some kind of conspiracy waiting for him. Our leader invites the World Lord to Iron Blood Alliance to discuss a big matter regarding the Land of War. The 2 envoys found it hard to resist the pressure and said, Lin Fei understood. He had been in seclusion for around 500 years. The Land of War was about to open. What did this have to do with him? Go back and tell your leader that I am not interested in this meeting. Lin Fei waved his hand. The 2 envoys' bodies shook and they found themselves under the stars. What do we do now? We can only report the truth. Iron Blood Alliance within a majestic palace. The Evil Breaker leader sat on the throne and listened to his subordinates report. This fellow actually didn't come. The Evil Breaker leader was surprised by this outcome. Could it be that he isn't interested in the Land of War? The Evil Breaker leader didn't have any good intentions in inviting Tian to discuss the Land of War. Instead, with the Celestial Court appearing, there was an invisible pair of hands pushing for something. Apart from this, the Evil Breaker leader received some secret news. The Land of War this time was 10,000 times crueler than the previous one. The Land of War had always been controlled by the 2 palaces. Now, an external force was interfering, and this external force was the Celestial Court of the past. It was said that the Celestial Court had been recuperating for a long time and had nurtured a large number of experts. They wanted to send a batch of experts into the Land of War. This time, the situation of the Land of War had become grim. The Evil Breaker leader wanted to pull in Tian so that he could attract the firepower at the crucial moment. The only unexpected thing was that Tian didn't take the bait. This was a troublesome matter. After merging 2 worlds, the great metropolis heaven is full of vitality. This Tian is good. Outside the great metropolis heaven, 3 people appeared out of nowhere. Taoist Blackhorn, don't look down on Tian. The Evil Breaker leader suffered a loss at his hands. Helpless, he gave up the world and let Tian devour it. The white-robed Sky Fey ruler smiled. The one who had spoken was the Black Horn ruler. He was an expert, not weaker than the Sky Fey ruler. Tian's name has shaken the myriad realms. Moreover, he is worthy of Brother Sky Fey's attention. Who would look down on him? The Black Horn ruler had 2 horns on his head. He wasn't a human, but a demon. I heard that Tian has been in seclusion for 500 years. I wonder if he had a breakthrough. The black-winged youth said indifferently, "It is rumored that even the evil breaker leader couldn't break his physical body. I really want to see if the physical body of the demon race or the human race is stronger." The Sky Fey ruler smiled. "There will be a chance." The 3 of them stepped into the great metropolis heaven. With another step, they appeared in the sky above the Tharch Palace. After they appeared in the Sky Fey ruler, the Black Horn ruler, and even the Heaven-Hatred Devil Emperor were shocked. I didn't expect a rare chaos array to be set up outside the Tharch Palace. He used chaos divine stones to refine the array flags. This Tian realm is really extravagant, the Black Horn ruler said. With this array, I wonder how many people will die. The chaos array was already a top-notch array. They had sharp eyes and could tell the difference of the array with a single glance. It's just a small array. I have embarrassed myself in front of the 3 esteemed guests. Lin Fei walked out from the void. If this is just a small array, then no array in the entire universe can catch my eye. The Sky Fey ruler laughed loudly. The Tharch Palace had a chaos array set up. Lin Fei could hide from peak stage immortal emperors, but he couldn't hide from experts like the Sky Fey ruler. Dao friend Sky Fey must be joking. The 3 of you, please come in. From the moment they appeared, Lin Fei sensed them. The 3 of them were too powerful. Lin Fei could naturally sense it, even if they didn't plan to do anything. The aura that leaked out was enough to shock people. This is the Black Horn ruler, and he is the Heaven-Hatred Devil Emperor. They are my good friends. The Arch Palace, in the back garden under a towering tree. Lin Fei warmly received the 3 of them. The Sky Fey ruler sat down and introduced the 2 to Lin Fei. Those that could become the Sky Fey ruler's friends were usually on the same level. Lin Fei's true self, great Dao, was at the 3rd stage. He could already sense that the Sky Fey ruler's strength was also at the 3rd stage. He was already at the peak and was just a step away from the 4th stage. I am Tian. Greetings to the 2 of you. Cheers. Lin Fei raised his wine cup and drank it in one gulp. The Black Horn ruler also raised his wine cup and smiled. I have long heard of Tian's name, especially since the broken devil leader was defeated by you. We have to drink together. The Heaven-Hatred Devil Emperor also raised her wine cup. Dao, friend Tian, I heard that your physical body is so strong that even the broken devil leader couldn't do anything to you. When can we have a spar? Our devil race naturally likes to fight with people with strong physical bodies. The devil race's physical body is very strong. I would like to try. Lin Fei smiled and answered. Good. Straightforward enough. I like your straightforward character. The Heaven-Hatred Devil Emperor drank it in one gulp. The Sky Fey ruler heaved a sigh of relief. Between the 2 of them, he was most worried about the Heaven-Hatred Devil Emperor. The devil race had always been very arrogant and looked down on others. Fortunately, nothing happened between the 2 of them. The Sky Fey ruler discovered that Tian was much stronger than 500 years ago. The energy in his body didn't leak out and became even more mysterious. After drinking for 30 minutes, Lin Fei asked, Dao, friend Sky Fei, you guys aren't here to drink with me today, right? The 3 of them became serious when they heard this. Dao, friend Tian, knew about the battlefield from our previous conversation. This time we are here because we hope that Dao friend Ditian can temporarily form an alliance with us and help each other. Dao friends, you are all extremely strong. I'm afraid that I won't be of much use if I join your team." Lin Fei was shocked. He didn't expect that the 3 experts would come to invite him to join their team. The Black Horn ruler said, "Dao friend Ditian, based on your battle with leader Pemo and not being at a disadvantage, you are worthy of joining our team. Although your great Dao power is only at the 2nd stage, with your physical body, you are able to fight against someone at the 3rd stage of the great Dao power. How many people in the entire universe can you find?" Lin Fei didn't believe that they came to him because of this. "I want to know the real reason." Lin Fei went straight to the point. "There must be some unknown inside story. You should have heard about the appearance of the Celestial Court," the Sky Fei ruler said. "I know. The Celestial Court appeared twice. Could it be that the Celestial Court wants to interfere?" Lin Fei got to the point. "That's right. It is because of the appearance of the Celestial Court. This supreme treasure, the Celestial Court, is overseen by a ruler and has nurtured a large number of experts. This time, they are preparing to send people to the battlefield. Apart from that, the Celestial Court is cooperating with the people of the Forsaken Immortal Land to start a massacre in the battlefield. This was also the reason why the Sky Fei ruler came to them. They are also cooperating with the Forsaken Immortal Land." Lin Fei sucked in a breath of cold air. The Forsaken Immortal Land was a special place. It was rumored that when the Celestial Court was defeated, many experts were too strong to kill and were exiled to the Forsaken Immortal Land. The Forsaken Immortal Land was where many experts were exiled. Some were even exiled when the Celestial Court was still around. Chapter 1389. Let me think about it. The Sky Demon Realm Lord revealed the secret. Lin Fei was shocked. There were so many twists and turns. Now that he said it, he was shocked. The Immortal Court's foundation was unimaginable. It was no wonder that even the rulers couldn't obtain this supreme treasure. The experts of the Forsaken Land of Immortals were preparing to interfere in the Land of War. At this moment, Lin Fei was enlightened. It was no wonder the evil demon leader, who wanted to kill him, would invite him to discuss important matters. If he guessed correctly, it was because the Immortal Court and the Forsaken Land of Immortals had interfered. Lin Fei wasn't in a hurry to agree. He arranged for the Sky Demon Realm Lord and the other 2 to stay in the palace. "Do you think Ditian will agree?" the Black Horn Realm Lord asked after Lin Fei left. "He will. He definitely will," the Sky Demon Realm Lord said with certainty. This time the Immortal Court has reappeared. The experts of the Forsaken Land of Immortals are taking action. The Land of War is no longer restricted by the 2 palaces. Ditian will definitely attend such a grand event. No one will reject it, the Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor said. Ditian is the same kind of person as us demons. At such a young age, he was able to set up a formation of this level. Even I want to compete with the experts of the Immortal Court and the Forsaken Land of Immortals, let alone someone like Ditian. The 3 nodded repeatedly. The Immortal Court had once ruled over the myriad worlds. The Forsaken Land of Immortals was an ancient existence that exiled many peerless experts. Among them, there was no lack of peerless experts like the Immortal Venerables. There were even rumors that the strongest expert of the Forsaken Land of Immortals could face a ruler and not be defeated, becoming the strongest Immortal Venerables. This supreme treasure of the Immortal Court is unimaginably powerful. It can actually pass through the Forsaken Land of Immortals and cooperate with the experts of the Forsaken Land of Immortals. A bloodbath is about to begin. The Immortal Court, the Forsaken Land of Immortals, the myriad worlds are about to fall into chaos. Lin Fei returned to the palace to digest the news from the Sky Demon Realm Lord. Be it the Immortal Court or the Forsaken Land of Immortals, they were both famous existences. Lin Fei had heard of them before. The Immortal Court had even sent people to recruit him. Should I go to the Land of War? Lin Fei thought. Subconsciously, Lin Fei yearned for the land of war. There was only one chance every 10 chaos years. This time, not only the people of the two palaces, but also the experts of the immortal court and the ancient forsaken land of immortals would be sent there. The land of war would become a place where the wind and clouds would gather. Even Lin Fei himself was tempted by such a rare event. Go, we must go. As Lin Fei was hesitating, the great Tao of quintessential self in his body emitted a monstrous battle intent. The towering tree shook nonstop. I cultivate the great Tao of quintessential self. How can I shrink back? The great Tao of true self emitted battle intent. Lin Fei made up his mind. He was definitely going to the battlefield. 2 days later, Lin Fei found the Sky Demon Realm Lord and told him his decision. I knew fellow Taoist Di Tian would agree. The Sky Demon Realm Lord heaved a sigh of relief. There weren't many people at this level who were worthy of them recruiting, and Di Tian was one of them. He was the kind with the most potential. In the future, he might even break through to the 4th level. Perhaps he might even become an immortal paragon. The immortal court, the forsaken land of immortals, is a place where experts gather. It only happens once every 10 chaos years. It would be a pity not to go. Lin Fei said, since the 3 of you are here, I can't let you return disappointed. The 3 laughed. Di Tian, there's no time like the present. Let's compete with our physical bodies. Is it our devil race or your human race that is stronger? The Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor took a step forward. Her battle intent soared into the sky. Let's go to the void. Lin Fei laughed. He tore open the void and charged into the endless void. Straight forward. The Sky Demon Realm Lord and the Black Horn Realm Lord laughed as they walked into the void. The 5th level of the void. The 2 of them tore through the void. The void gales whistled over and were sent flying by their bodies. Large areas of the astral gales collapsed. The 2 of them are so fast. Boom, boom, boom. The Sky Demon Realm Lord and the Black Horn Realm Lord arrived at the 5th level of the void. In the distance, the 2 of them were fighting. The Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor's strongest aspect is her physical body. Di Tian's physical body is invincible and can shake the myriad worlds. The 2 of them are elites in terms of physical bodies. I wonder who will win. The Sky Demon Realm Lord said. From the looks of it, the 2 of them are evenly matched. The Black Horn Realm Lord said. There are very few humans who can cultivate their physical bodies to this level. I really wonder how Di Tian cultivated. The void was constantly collapsing. Lin Fei and the Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor transformed into 2 giants. They charged forward with their bare fists. Their fists collided, creating towering waves that crushed the surrounding void. Killing fist art. The Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor was very confident in her physical body. She transformed into a giant and attacked crazily. However, she felt like she was hitting a hard rock. No matter how she attacked, she couldn't break through this mountain-like physical body. Finally, the Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor used her tyrannical fist art. Her attacks became sharp and fierce. Di Tian's physical body is very strong. He forced the Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor to use this supreme fist art, the killing fist art. The Black Horn Realm Lord said in shock. With the 3rd stage of strength and the killing fist art, he killed countless experts and created the illustrious reputation of the Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor. If we recruit Di Tian into our team, it will only be beneficial for us. The Sky Demon Realm Lord had high hopes for Di Tian. Now, you should understand how strong Di Tian is. The Black Horn Realm Lord's initial doubts disappeared. Kill, 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 kill. The Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor used her shocking killing fist art. The sky full of killing intent transformed into a black river that surged forward. Lin Fei faced the Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor's fist art with ease. He used his 6 arms to attack left and right while defending from the front and back. He never fell into a disadvantageous position. No more, no more. Dao friend Ditian is too monstrous. The Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor couldn't do anything to Ditian after using the killing fist art. Her eyes were filled with shock. This was the first person who could easily block her killing fist art. If Dao friend Heaven Resentment uses her full strength, I might not be able to block it. Lin Fei cupped his hands and said, after fusing 800 divine bodies and facing the Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor's killing fist art, Lin Fei's divine body suffered a certain amount of damage and was still far from collapsing. The strength of the devil race's divine body was also beyond Lin Fei's imagination. In terms of physical body, our devil race is inferior to Dao friend Ditian. The Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor shook her head. All along, I thought that the devil race's physical body was incomparably strong. Only now do I know that there is always someone stronger. Fortunately, I am not Dao friend Ditian's enemy. If anyone encountered an enemy like you, I believe that person would regret it. That's right. Ha 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 ha. After a round of sparring, the Sky Demon Realm Lord and the other 2 left together to prepare for the trip to the Land of War. After sparring with the Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor's flesh, Lin Fei had a better understanding of the level of his divine body. Ordinary 2nd stage strength couldn't shake him, except for 3rd stage strength. The Land of War is really something to look forward to. The experts of the Immortal Court and the Forsaken Land of Immortals are everywhere. With my current strength, even if I encounter a 4th stage expert, I can block them for a while. They can forget about killing me. Lin Fei thought to himself, if I have enough supreme grade points, I can upgrade the Great Sword Qi secret technique and push my strength to the 4th stage. However, I don't have enough points now. The starstones sent by the Tianyin Pavilion's Lu Ziyue were still not enough to satisfy Lin Fei's consumption, unless he went to collect a few more mountains of starstones. This was impossible. Lin Fei didn't believe that it would be easy to encounter such a thing. Half a year later, the messengers of the 2 palaces came to the great metropolis Heaven and delivered an invitation. It was an invitation to enter the Land of War. Other than the Realm Lord, the top clans, and the first-rate clans, outsiders couldn't receive this invitation. After receiving the invitation, Lin Fei didn't have time to check it. The Tianyin Pavilion's Lu Ziyue came to visit. Miss Lu, long time no see. Lin Fei received Lu Ziyue. That's right. You've been in seclusion for almost 500 years. It's really long. Lu Ziyue looked at Lin Fei with resentment. Lin Fei's heart skipped a beat. What kind of gaze is that? It's as if I did something to you. Fortunately, my wives are in seclusion in the stone tower. If they see you, they might say something. Miss Lu, I wonder why you came this time. Lin Fei went straight to the point, afraid that Lu Ziyue would bring up other matters. Lu Ziyue giggled. Our Tianyin Pavilion plans to make a deal with the Realm Lord. A deal that is beneficial to you. A deal? I'm quite curious. Lin Fei didn't believe that the Tianyin Pavilion would be so kind as to make a deal with him after the messengers of the 2 palaces left. Lin Fei wouldn't believe that there was nothing fishy about this. I believe that the Realm Lord must have received an invitation from the 2 palaces to the Land of War. Our Tianyin Pavilion's deal is very simple. We want the Realm Lord to bring a few people to the Land of War. Lu Ziyue said with a smile. You guys are quite well informed. The messengers of the 2 palaces just left, and you already know. Lin Fei wasn't surprised at all. I'm curious about what you guys can use to move me. The Land of War requires an invitation to enter. An invitation letter could bring 10 people. No one knew how many invitations the 2 palaces had sent out. One could imagine how precious the quota brought by an invitation letter was. Naturally, it's something that the Realm Lord is satisfied with. Lu Ziwa whetted Lin Fei's appetite. Other than our Tianyan pavilion, not many people in the entire universe can take it out. Then I'll have to trouble Miss Lu to take it out and take a look, Lin Fei said with a smile. Here you go. Lu Ziwa took out a box from her storage ring and pushed it into Lin Fei's hand. He opened the box and saw a map inside. Lin Fei thought it was a map at first. When he took it out, his expression changed. He looked at Lu Ziwa and sighed. You came prepared. I wonder how many people you want me to bring in. 3 people. 3 people. Lin Fei could still accept it. On the day of departure, you can bring people over. Lin Fei couldn't refuse the things on the map. However, I'll say this first. I only want to bring them in. I don't care about anything else. Let's have a pleasant cooperation. Lu Ziwa stood up. Next time there's such a good thing, you can come to me. As long as it's not an exorbitant demand, I can promise you. Lin Fei put away the map. Whether the things on the map are in their original positions, it's hard to say. That's a place 10 chaos years ago. It depends on your luck. Lu Ziwa said again. My luck is pretty good. Lin Fei smiled and asked, I wonder if your Tianyan Tower has any information about the Immortal Lyceum and the Forsaken Land of Immortals. As long as you can afford it. Lu Ziwa smiled like a crescent moon. I believe the Realm Lord won't care about this. I want the most detailed information. Price is not a problem. The battlefield gathered the strongest forces of the 10,000 worlds, including the Immortal Lyceum and the Forsaken Land of Immortals. Lin Fei naturally had to do his homework and prepare for a rainy day. Lu Ziwa is really evil. Fortunately, experience pills are not worth much. Lin Fei pretended to feel pain in front of Lu Ziwa and paid a large amount of experience pills to obtain several detailed information, including the Immortal Lyceum and the Forsaken Land of Immortals. 2 palaces, 3 gates for halls, these top forces. Lin Fei also obtained a set of detailed information. What Lin Fei cared about was the Immortal Lyceum. There was very little information about the Immortal Lyceum. The first set of information was about the Immortal Lyceum. The information collected by the Immortal Lyceum was far more detailed than the rumors in the outside world. The Tianyan Tower's records were very detailed. Currently, the Immortal Lyceum was controlled by a ruler who could use this supreme treasure. The exact origin was unknown, but it was recorded that this ruler was an immortal venerable who broke through to become a ruler. Under the ruler, there were a total of 16 immortal venerables. This shocked Lin Fei. The Immortal Lyceum had collected a lot of resources to nurture 16 immortal venerables. In the entire 10,000 worlds, there were only 36 immortal venerables in name. Privately, there were less than 100. The Immortal Lyceum had 16 immortal venerables, about 1/6 of the total. The information even recorded that the ruler controlled the supreme treasure of the Immortal Lyceum. This supreme treasure could travel through the void. Even a ruler couldn't suppress it. It was equivalent to a moving fortress with invincible might. A ruler, 16 immortal venerables, and more than 1,000 experts below the immortal venerable realm. There are at least 100 people who are close to breaking through. This is a shocking force. Lin Fei was shocked. No wonder the Immortal Lyceum's ruler wanted to cooperate with the Forsaken Land of Immortals. Once they cooperate, they will have the power to resist the 10,000 worlds. The Immortal Lyceum's information wasn't very detailed, but compared to the information in the outside world, it was much more complete. Lin Fei flipped through the information on the Forsaken Land of Immortals. This information was much more detailed than the Immortal Lyceum's, and the overall strength wasn't any weaker than the Immortal Lyceum. The strongest experts in the Forsaken Land of Immortals were the 3 strongest immortal venerables. They were exiled for 100 chaos years, and back then they had the combat power of rulers. The Forsaken Land of Immortals caused their strength to plummet, leaving only immortal venerables. There were 3 such immortal venerables: Daosha, Rongzhan, and Limitless. These 3 strongest immortal venerables had combat power comparable to rulers. Other than the 3 strongest immortal venerables, the Forsaken Land of Immortals had a total of 23 immortal venerables. Their overall strength wasn't any weaker than the immortal Lyceum, but they couldn't break into the Forsaken Land of Immortals. Flipping through the information on the Forsaken Land of Immortals, Lin Fei couldn't help but suck in a breath of cold air. The immortal Lyceum and the Forsaken Land of Immortals working together could be said to be a powerful alliance that could resist the 10,000 worlds. Chapter 1390. In the boundless starry sky, a black warship exuded a powerful pressure as it traveled. In the blink of an eye, it disappeared into the depths of the starry sky. The 2 palaces are really annoying. Why do we have to go to their territory for no reason? On the deck of the warship, Heaven Grudge Devil Emperor had a displeased expression. Why don't we just open the door and enter? Why go through so much trouble? Blackhorn Boundary, Lord, and Sky, Fey Boundary, Lord both laughed. Everyone hopes that it will be convenient. However, this time is different from the past. The experts from the Immortal Court and Forsaken Land of Immortals are interfering. The 2 palaces will have to show some means to threaten them. Sky Fey Boundary Lord stood with his hands behind his back and laughed. At this moment, Lin Fei and Sky Fey Boundary Lord were heading towards the designated location. They had been traveling in the starry sky for a month. 3 months later, the warship stopped traveling in the starry sky and entered a great world. Heaven Primordial World, we are here again. After the warship entered the great world, Sky Fey Boundary Lord kept the warship and explained, Dao Friend Ditian, this is the location of one of the 2 palaces, Absolute Heaven Palace. In order to respect the Absolute Heaven Ruler, no warship or flying treasure is allowed to fly in the sky. Lin Fei had read up on the Skyan Sovereign. He was the strongest of the sovereigns, and was publicly acknowledged to be the strongest. Understandable. Lin Fei nodded. Let's go to Absolute Heaven Palace now. Sky Fey Boundary Lord laughed. The 4 of them tore through the sky. Heaven Primordial World strength was beyond Lin Fei's imagination. Along the way, Lin Fei used his divine sense to scan Heaven Primordial World. Apart from that, Heaven Primordial World's barrier was abnormally strong and unaffected by power. In Great Metropolis World, Lin Fei could shatter the void with just a little force, but it was not possible here. Along the way, there were many immortal emperors. 3rd step and 4th step immortal emperors could be seen everywhere. Peak immortal emperors flew past from time to time. They did not react to their appearance, and instead had a trace of arrogance on their faces. What arrogance? The moment the Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor entered the Heaven Primordial World, she was extremely displeased with the people of the Heaven Primordial World. One day, I will also become a ruler. The Heaven Primordial World was huge. The 4 of them were all experts at the peak of the Immortal Emperor realm. After flying for half a day, they finally arrived at the Absolute Heaven Palace. The closer they got to the Sky Absolute Palace, the more experts rushed over. Every one of them exuded the aura of a powerhouse. Before he reached the Sky Palace, Lin Fei met an old acquaintance, the leader of the Broken Demons. When the leader of the Destruction Devil Legion saw Di Tian mingling together with the Sky Demon Realm Lord and the others, a look of surprise flashed through his eyes. He was shocked by Di Tian's methods. He was actually mingling together with the Sky Demon Realm Lord and the Heaven Hatred Devil Emperor. These 3 people were all on the same level as him. Dao Friend Di Tian, long time no see. The leader of the Destruction Devils greeted. Thank you for your concern. Lin Fei replied. The 2 of them chatted for a while. Before they left, the leader of the Destruction Devil faction took the initiative to remind Di Tian. Fellow Taoist Di Tian, when I came here, I received news that someone is eyeing your slot. You must be mentally prepared. If you have any difficulties, you can tell me. Thank you for your reminder, fellow Taoist. Lin Fei cupped his hands. That fellow wouldn't be so kind as to remind me. He definitely wants to see me make a fool out of myself. Lin Fei silently mused. Who knows, this news might be intentionally spread by the Destruction Devil Legion. He wants to see me make a fool out of myself. Lin Fei watched as the Destruction Devil Legion leader left. On the other side, the Destruction Devil Legion leader coldly laughed in his heart. Humph, I can't do anything to you, but I can find something for you to do. With so many world overlords and experts, I want to see if you will hand them over or not. Hee hee. Tion's fleshly body was invincible. The Destruction Devil Legion leader temporarily had no way to deal with him. Previously, he couldn't take down Tion and became a joke. After obtaining the invitation, he intentionally spread the news. The Destruction Devil Legion leader truly wanted to see Tion's sorry state. That Destruction Devil fellow is so arrogant. He's full of evil tricks. He must be the one who spread the news. The Heaven Hatred Devil Emperor looked at Tion. How about we get rid of that fellow? He has long been an eyesore. If you and I act together, I guarantee that he won't be able to return. Lin Fei hadn't known the Heaven Hatred Devil Emperor for a long time, but he knew that this fellow had a heavy killing intent. He had to maintain a clear mind at all times and had done many things such as murder and arson. There's no need for now. Lin Fei shook his head. I do have the qualifications, but not anyone can take it away. If they dare to come, we will kill them. Even if 1 or 2 of them die, the Absolute Heaven Palace won't say anything. The Sky Demon Underworld Lord stopped the two from continuing. Tion, you really have to be careful. The Destruction Devil Legion leader knows many world overlords and peak experts. The battlefield only happens once every 10 chaos years. Many peak immortal emperors want to try their luck. The Black-Horned Underworld Lord also said, Destruction Devil isn't too honest. He isn't Little Friend's match, so he resorted to such a vicious scheme. We have to be on guard. As long as we are here, they won't dare to act recklessly. The Absolute Heaven Palace is right in front. A 1,000,000 zhang, tall, black, giant statue appeared between heaven and earth. It held a huge sword in its hand, and a desolate aura covered a radius of billions of kilometers. The Sky Demon Underworld Lord had a solemn expression. This is the statue of the Absolute Heaven Palace's ruler. Lin Fei was shocked. Even though it was a stone statue, he could feel a vast power from the statue. It was as though the statue in front of him wasn't a stone statue, but a living person. What was even more shocking was that no matter how hard Lin Fei looked, he couldn't see what the ruler looked like. Ruler, Lin Fei thought. In front of this statue, Lin Fei once again felt insignificant. He couldn't help but sigh. Apart from rulers, ordinary people wouldn't dare to erect a 1,000,000 zhang tall statue. The immortals in the radius of billions of kilometers, apart from the outsiders, were all filled with fanaticism. They were fanatical believers. Sooner or later, I will also become a ruler. Lin Fei retracted his gaze and clenched his fists tightly. The Absolute Heaven Palace had already sent people to welcome them. Sky Demon Underworld Lord, I didn't expect you to come this time. Are you planning to enter? A peak immortal emperor from the Absolute Heaven Palace received the Sky Demon Underworld Lord. It seemed like the two were acquaintances. If I don't take risks, I will be old. The Sky Demon Realm Lord laughed. He introduced this peak stage immortal emperor to the Blackhorn Realm Lord and the others before introducing the Blackhorn Realm Lord and the others. Greetings, Taoist Songlang. The three cupped their fists. Immortal Emperor Songlang was dressed in a gray robe. He was a deacon in the Absolute Heaven Palace, and his status wasn't low. He smiled and greeted them one by one. Then he smiled and said to Lin Fei, Taoist Lin Fei, you are really young and promising. At such a young age, you have already killed Sword Immortal White Emperor and Gentleman Green Snake. You are even ranked 93rd on the Wind Cloud list. You are an outstanding talent among the younger generation. Taoist Song Lang is overpraising me. Lin Fei smiled. Chapter 1391. Immortal Emperor Song Lang brought the four to a magnificent palace. On the way here, everyone knew that they would be given a place to stay. For the opening of the battlefield this time, the Absolute Heaven Palace had already made preparations and made proper arrangements. There is an array outside this palace. You only need to use this token to enter. Immortal Emperor Song Lang brought them to their residence. He took out 4 tokens and gave them to them. After telling them how to use them, he left the palace. The palace was divided into several smaller palaces. In each of the smaller palaces, there were 2 golden immortal maids. Lin Fei was not surprised. Absolute Heaven Palace was one of the 2 palaces. It would be embarrassing if they did not have a grand entrance. After a night's rest, the next morning, Sky Demon Realm Lord and the other 2 mysteriously came together. Did you rest well last night? Sky Demon Realm Lord asked with a smile. It's all right. Lin Fei chuckled. Where are you guys going? Heaven Hate Demon Emperor smiled. It's not easy to come to Absolute Heaven Palace. We can't be cooped up. We have to go out and relax. Let me tell you a piece of good news. Heaven Immortal Pavilion is holding a courtesan competition today. Are you interested in going? Heaven Immortal Pavilion? Lin Fei really did not know about this place. Heaven Hate Demon Emperor narrowed her eyes and seemed to understand what place it was. Blackhorn Realm Lord said, Heaven Immortal Pavilion is a good place. We are holding a welcome party for you. You can't refuse. So I must go? Lin Fei smiled bitterly. Of course. From Absolute Heaven Palace. They appeared on a street. Flying was not allowed in Absolute Heaven Palace. Moreover, those who could come to Absolute Heaven Palace were all peak immortal emperors. They were famous in their world. Who would be willing to have someone fly over them? You poor ghost. Don't come if you don't have money. Lin Fei, the Sky Demon Realm Lord, and the others had just turned a corner when they saw a 3rd step immortal emperor being thrown out of the gate and onto the street. The immortals walking on the streets didn't change their expressions at all. They didn't even look at them, as if they were already used to it. The 3rd step immortal emperor who was thrown out stood up, tidied his clothes, and said angrily, Himph, isn't it just money? This emperor will be rich sooner or later. At that time, all of you who look down on me will not be able to laugh. Lin Fei was startled. Was he still a 3rd step immortal sovereign? Any 3rd step immortal sovereign would be infuriated if he was thrown onto the streets like this. He would be the first to raise this place to the ground. You must be very puzzled. The Heaven Resentment Demon Emperor was all smiles. At this moment, there was no longer the murderous aura she had before, and she seemed to have become a completely different person. A little. Lin Fei nodded. The Sky Demon Realm Lord and the Blackhorn Realm Lord smiled without saying a word. Ha ha ha, now you know. In an elegantly decorated room, there was a table full of delicacies. There were wine cups placed in front of them. The Heaven Resentment Demon Emperor was all smiles as she explained everything. This place isn't a place that anyone can enter. Let's not talk about anything else. Let's talk about this pot of Maiden of Spring. It costs 30 million true spirits. How does it taste? The Heaven Resentment Demon Emperor asked again. Lin Fei suddenly understood. Isn't this the same as the clubs on Earth? A pot of immortal brew costs 30 million true spirits. It was indeed not cheap. Di Tian, don't say that your elder brother didn't tell you. This place isn't a place that can be entered with strength. If that 3rd step immortal sovereign dares to make a move, he will be killed immediately. No one will dare to say anything after that. The Heaven Resentment Demon Emperor said again, Come, let me toast you. You are the first person that I have beaten up so happily. Lin Fei picked up the wine cup and drank it in one gulp. His body instantly felt warm and comfortable. He thought to himself, this wine is really not bad. It's a pity that it's useless for people of my cultivation realm. Oh, right, Brother Heaven Resentment. What kind of background does this Heaven Immortal Pavilion have? Lin Fei was quite curious. The sky, demon boundary, Lord said with a smile. Behind this Heaven Immortal Pavilion is an immortal reverent. Do you understand now? Moreover, it's a female immortal reverent named Luo Shui. The Black Horn Boundary Lord also said, this Luo Shui is one of the 36 immortal reverents in the myriad of worlds. She doesn't belong to any faction. I don't know why she established the Heaven Immortal Pavilion. Say, who would dare to cause trouble in the Heaven Immortal Pavilion established by an immortal reverent? Back then, there was also a peak immortal reverent who was just a step away from becoming an immortal reverent. He dined and dashed at the Heaven Immortal Pavilion and injured many people. Luo Shui killed this immortal reverent in 3 moves. Lin Fei was very shocked. The founder of the Heaven Immortal Pavilion was actually a woman, and a female immortal reverent at that. Amazing! Lin Fei drank another cup of wine. The fairies of the Heaven Immortal Pavilion are extremely beautiful. They are proficient in zither, chess, calligraphy, and painting. You can have whatever type you want. Every time, I will come to the Heaven Immortal Pavilion to listen to some tunes. The Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor said proudly. Lin Fei finally understood why the 3 of them wanted to welcome him here. Perhaps it was because he wanted to come. Let's drink, everyone, let's drink. Try these delicious delicacies. This is dragon meat, and that is phoenix liver. The sky demon boundary, Lord called out to Lin Fei. A Heaven Immortal Pavilion with an immortal reverent overseeing it. Lin Fei wasn't surprised at all. Since someone was treating, it would be a waste not to eat. Lin Fei had a great time eating this welcoming banquet. Every dish contained powerful qi and blood. Only experts like them didn't need to refine it. If it was a weaker immortal, a mouthful of the dragon meat would definitely cause them to explode. Since we are full, let's go inside. Look at the time the courtesan selection is about to begin. In any case, Lin Fei let them be. This is a place to eat. The inside is where it is bustling. I will let you broaden your horizons later. Hearing this, Lin Fei knew that Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor must have been to this place many times. The 4 of us, the Heaven Immortal Pavilion, was a different world. Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor took out a black card. The 4 of them swiped 20 million true spirits. The gatekeeper opened the passage and let them in. This was set up by an immortal reverent. Outsiders can't barge in, let alone leave. At the end of the passage, a paradise appeared. Jadestone Immortal Valley. Celestial music lingered, and fairy robes were hazy and tempting, constantly stimulating everyone. How is it? Not bad, right? Lin Fei nodded, very good. It's 10,000 times better than the place I went before. That's for sure. Lin Fei was talking about the clubs on Earth. They couldn't be compared to this place. Just the few fairies that passed by just now were extremely tempting. They could be called femme fatale. Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor let a Xian immortal servant girl bring them to a private room. This private room was a small palace. Sitting in the palace, one could clearly see everything outside. In the paradise, there were hundreds of such palaces. Do you see the stage in the middle? The courtesan belle selection will be held there. Sky Demon Realm, Lord, pointed to a place not far away. This place is usually used for the courtesan belle selection. It's also a place for some Dao friends to trade items. Moreover, it's overseen by an immortal reverent. Over time, many Dao friends like to hold it in the Heaven Immortal Pavilion. Lin Fei wasn't interested in the courtesan belle selection. Instead, he was interested in exchanging items. Not long after Lin Fei arrived at the palace, some people entered the nearby palaces. Some of the nearby palaces entered one after another. It seemed that everyone was here for the courtesan belle selection. Not long after, a red-clothed girl from the Heaven Immortal Pavilion went up. Her every movement was enchanting. She was also a peak stage immortal emperor. Welcome to today's Courtesan Belle selection. The red-clothed girl was enchanting the moment she came up. Many people's eyes changed. But when they heard about this girl's origin, a hint of fear flashed across their eyes. Everyone has been waiting impatiently. Now, let the 3 and 5 fairies come up. The veiled girl clapped her hands, and a sea of flowers descended from the sky. Although Lin Fei wasn't interested in the Courtesan Belle selection, he was very curious about how to choose the Courtesan Belle. He really hadn't tried this before. The 5 fairies descended along with the sea of flowers. Their faces were covered with veils, revealing their graceful curves. Their faintly discernible whiteness was extremely alluring. Wow! All of them are at the 4th step of the immortal Emperor realm. The 5 fairies displayed their strengths one after another. It was an eye-opener for everyone. Even though Lin Fei didn't know much about music, he could hear how moving the music was. Di Tian, the Courtesan Belle selection, is about to begin. Are you going up? Lin Fei was puzzled. The Courtesan Belle selection hasn't been decided yet. Why are they competing for the Courtesan Belle? Is there a mistake? The 5 fairies hadn't chosen the Courtesan Belle yet. It seemed like they hadn't reached that step yet. The Heaven Resentment Demon Empress smiled proudly. You don't understand. The Courtesan Belle selection is actually a competition for the Courtesan Belle. The Courtesan Belle selection here is different from other places. For example, whichever fairy you fancy will have a token for the Courtesan Belle. As long as you snatch this token and hold on for a certain amount of time, you can give it to one of the fairies. That fairy will be the Courtesan Belle today. It's not as vulgar as you think it is to throw a lot of money to choose the Courtesan Belle. Lin Fei laughed dryly. This is really interesting. Now, Lin Fei couldn't help but admire the person who thought of this method. This method of selecting the Courtesan Belle was more like a battle. It was indeed different from throwing money. Di Tian, do you want to give it a try? The Heaven Resentment Demon Empress instigated. As long as the fairy becomes the Courtesan Belle, then the fairy will be yours. They are all virgins, and many experts will come for them. In fact, you can even redeem their freedom and raise them at home. Wouldn't that be a mistress? I'd better watch it. The Heaven Resentment Demon Empress said. I missed the last few Courtesan Belle selections. I have to give it a try today. The Courtesan Belle selection begins now. The 5 fairies stood on a tall building not far away. The red-clothed, veiled lady stood not far away and handed a red token to the 5 fairies. They threw it down, and the Courtesan Belle selection began. Throw it. I'm about to throw it. No one can stop me in this Courtesan Belle selection. Many people in the palace were already rubbing their palms. The 5 fairies grabbed the red token with their jade-like hands and threw the red token out, which turned into an arc and landed on the platform. Swish, swish, swish. At this instant, many people in the palace made their moves. The Heaven Resentment Demon Empress is so fast. The Heaven Resentment Demon Empress flew out. Lin Fei didn't know whether to laugh or cry. This is just a place for the Heaven Resentment Demon Empress to relax. The Sky Demon Realm Lord said. At our realm, it's not good to cultivate all day. We need to strike a balance between work and rest. Chapter 1392. When the top courtesan token was thrown out, dozens of people tried to snatch it. Ha ha ha, it's mine. The fastest person got close to the Courtesan Belle's token and cried out in delight. In an instant, he became the target of attacks. Divine abilities and secret techniques were unleashed, and he was sent flying, coughing out large mouthfuls of blood. The top courtesan token belongs to me. A black fog passed through the void and appeared first. It wrapped around the top courtesan token and turned into a person. It was the Heaven Hatred Devil Emperor. Damn it! The Heaven Hatred Devil Emperor got it first. The people who attacked shook their heads. The Heaven Hatred Devil Emperor landed on a stage below and laughed heartily at the crowd. I, the heaven-hatred devil emperor, will be the top courtesan this time. His arrogant and dissolute voice echoed in this fairyland. This heaven-hatred devil emperor really knows how to use tricks to wrap around the top courtesan token with his undying body. Lin Fei didn't know whether to laugh or cry. To think he would use such a method. The show is about to begin. The Sky Demonic Realm Lord and the Blackhorn Realm Lord were used to it. They drank as they watched, guessing which experts would appear. "I'll fight you," a peak stage immortal emperor roared as he rushed up the platform. He didn't waste any words. The energy of the great Tao gushed forth, transforming into 9 sabers. With 3 heads and 6 arms, he executed his saber arts, blasting towards the heaven-hatred devil emperor. "Get down!" The heaven-hatred devil emperor waved his hand and shattered the 9 long sabers, sending the opponent flying. The heaven-hatred devil emperor didn't care about this kind of person. "Let me." Those vying for the title of courtesan belle came one after the other, constantly attacking the heaven resentment demon emperor. The heaven resentment demon emperor was also very straightforward. Anyone who went up on the stage would get close to him, and after a series of violent attacks, he would send them flying off the stage. The heaven-hatred devil emperor defeated 9 experts in a row. No one was worthy of the heaven-hatred devil emperor's all-out attack. Just one more. If there are no accidents, the heaven-hatred devil emperor will be the top courtesan. The Sky Demonic Realm Lord drank a mouthful of immortal wine and said with a smile, "These people don't know how strong the heaven-hatred devil emperor is." The Blackhorn Realm Lord said with disdain. Lin Fei sat in the palace and widened his horizons. Those who acted weren't weak. At the very least, they were at the peak stage of the immortal emperor realm. Their strength was either at the peak of the first stage or at the second stage. They had encountered the powerful heaven-hatred demon emperor, an expert of the 3rd realm. On the stage, the heaven-hatred demon emperor remained calm. "If you still don't make a move, the title of top courtesan will be mine." The heaven resentment demon emperor was in high spirits. "Heaven abhorror demon emperor, I'm taking your position as the top courtesan." A young man walked out of a palace in the distance. With a single step, the power of the great Tao transformed into a lotus that swayed with the wind. The lotus bloomed along the way as he strode over. Bloom! The young man was wearing a white robe with flowers on it. He stood out from the crowd. As soon as he got on the stage, white lotuses bloomed in the air. "Flower-plucking prince, how dare you come?" The expression of the heaven resentment demon emperor changed slightly, and she rushed forward, causing the white lotuses to explode one by one. "Fallen flowers." The lotus flowers bloomed, and the pure white petals fell from the sky. The space on the stage was nearly sliced apart, and the petals filled the sky, making it hard for people to see clearly. This flower-plucking prince seems to be very powerful. After watching from the side, Lin Fei couldn't help but exclaim, "There are very few people who could cultivate the power of Yin to this realm." It was obvious that he had cultivated it to the 3rd realm. That's right. This flower-plucking prince is from the Flower faction, one of the 4 factions, the Sky Demon Realm Lord explained. The people from the Flower faction cultivate the power of Yin, and it's hard to defend against them. On the stage, the heaven-hatred demon emperor attacked repeatedly. Her domineering power directly crushed the petals, putting the flower-plucking prince at a disadvantage. "Flower-plucking prince, is this all you know?" "Hee hee," the flower-plucking prince chuckled and spread his fingers. "Heaven-hatred, you're still so domineering." Swish, swish, the embroidery needles, formed by the power of the great Tao, shot over from all directions. The flower-plucking prince held an embroidery needle in his hand and moved with light steps. The embroidery needle danced up and down like a butterfly in his hand, shooting out embroidery needles from time to time. The heaven-hatred demon emperor's power was domineering, but she couldn't suppress the flower-plucking prince for a while. Instead, she was injured. Killing fist art. Tion, in the future, if you encounter the people from the Flower faction who are stronger than you, you'd better leave immediately. Their power of Een is hard to defend against. The Blackhorn Realm Lord reminded, and a hint of fear flashed on his face. Even without the two of them saying anything, Lin Fei also realized that the people from the Flower faction were really not easy to deal with. Tough versus soft. They were born to be opponents. The Heaven Hatred Demon Emperor's power was domineering, but she couldn't gain the upper hand when facing the people from the Flower faction. The trap, the flower-plucking prince, used the embroidery needle to the acme of perfection, forcing the Heaven Hatred Demon Emperor to retreat and defend. In the future, if I encounter this trap, I'll directly use the Storm of the World and not give him a chance to attack, Lin Fei thought. This might be the only way. Lin Fei merged all his power and was left with the power of the Great Tao. His power was much stronger than the Heaven Hatred Demon Emperor, but he couldn't gain the upper hand when facing the flower-plucking prince. If he broke through to the fourth realm, he could directly crush the flower-plucking prince. Heaven Hatred Demon Emperor, you win this time. The flower-plucking prince drifted away and caused a wave of cheers. The cheers were actually from some powerful female immortals, or the daughters of various clans. The Heaven Hatred Demon Emperor snorted coldly and seemed very dissatisfied. The flower-plucking prince left, and the courtesan competition was over. There was nothing much to say about what happened after. Naturally, it was the selection of the courtesan queen. The Heaven Hatred Demon Emperor was obviously not in a good mood. After the selection of the courtesan queen, she said a few words and returned. I'm so disgusted. I really want to kill that guy. When the Heaven Hatred Demon Emperor returned, she poured herself a cup of wine and downed it immediately. Anyone would feel sullen when the flower-plucking prince couldn't exert his power with his domineering power. It would be fine if it was a woman, but it was a sissy guy. Tion, I've let you see a joke. The Heaven Hatred Demon Emperor said with a smile, that flower-plucking prince will attack me every time he sees me competing for the courtesan queen. I've fought with that guy no less than 10 times, and I can't do anything to him every time. The Lord of the Blackhorn Realm said, that's because the flower-plucking prince has taken a fancy to you. Ha ha ha. I'll fight whoever says that. The Heaven Hatred Demon Emperor glared at the Lord of the Blackhorn Realm. That trap likes the Heaven Hatred Demon Emperor? Lin Fei shuddered. At this moment, the Sky Demon Realm Lord said, the flower-plucking prince has a strong appetite. He wants both men and women. This time, Lin Fei finally understood. None of the people from the Flower faction are decent people. The Heaven Hatred Demon Emperor drank 3 cups of wine in a row. The courtesan queen competition is over. Let's go somewhere else. The Heaven Hatred Demon Emperor wasn't interested in staying after being pestered by the flower-plucking prince. The few of them stood up and prepared to leave the palace. Sky Demon Realm Lord, Lord of the Blackhorn Realm, we haven't seen each other for 1,000 years. How can you leave like this? Chapter 1393. A few immortal emperors exuding a murderous aura appeared in front of them. When they appeared, the Sky Demon Realm Lord and the Blackhorn Realm Lord's expressions changed slightly. The Sky Demon Realm Lord transmitted his voice to Lin Fei. Tion, these people are on the wicked list. The two walking in front, the one in black on the left is Immortal Emperor Heixian, and the one in gray on the right is Immortal Emperor Lanzu. Both of them are in the top 100 of the wicked list. Lin Fei nodded, indicating that he understood. Lin Fei knew about the wicked list. Those who could enter the list were all evil people who committed heinous crimes. They burned, killed, and plundered. There was nothing they did not do. They were notorious. What was interesting was that the wicked list did not come from the righteous Tao, but from the wicked city. The wicked city was the base camp of all the wicked people. Most importantly, the wicked city had a great wicked person presiding over it. He was the #1 wicked person of the wicked city. His strength had reached the 5th stage of great Tao power and was an immortal venerable. Lin Fei knew why the Sky Demon Realm Lord and the others were nervous. It has indeed been a long time. The Sky Demon Realm Lord cupped his hands. The gray-robed immortal Emperor Lan Zu had a sharp gaze and a ferocious expression. Which one of you do not know is Di Tian? Come out. The Sky Demon Realm Lord said, Immortal Emperor Lan Zu, why are you looking for Di Tian? The black-robed immortal Emperor He Xian laughed sinisterly. Actually, it is nothing much. We are just curious about this newly risen realm lord who is sitting on the wind cloud list. We're curious about what he looks like. At the same time, we want to ask for a spot to enter the battlefield. I believe he will satisfy our small request. The Sky Demon Realm Lord and the Black Horn Realm Lord smiled bitterly. Trouble was indeed coming. They never dared to look down on the people of the wicked city, let alone the top 100 wicked people on the wicked list. Although they were not strong, and their great Tao power was only at the 2nd stage, they had an overlord immortal venerable behind them. When Lin Fei heard that they were looking for him and saw their ferocious expressions, he knew that they were up to no good. Leader Pamo, you know quite a lot of people. You even invited the wicked people on the wicked list. Lin Fei sneered in his heart. In a palace not far away, the leader of the evil devils was drinking with a few immortal emperors. When he saw these evil men blocking Di Tian, the smile on his face grew even more radiant. Di Tian, let's see what you can do. Ever since Di Tian left early in the morning, the leader of the anti-magic faction had arranged for people to follow him, which resulted in this scene. Brother Pamo, is that Di Tian really worth you spending so much effort on? Why don't we make a move? I don't believe that Di Tian won't hand over the remaining spots. One of the spots of the Tianyan Tower for the Land of War has already been sold for an astonishing price, a big-headed immortal emperor said in confusion. The few immortal emperors present were all friends of leader Liamo. Yeah, that's 10 spots. You let us off easy. You let the people on the evil ranking list off easy. They didn't understand why they were doing this. The destruction devil leader coldly laughed. Don't overestimate yourselves. Although Di Tian is a newcomer, if you guys act against him, it's hard to guarantee that he won't die. Elder brother, this is for your own good. A strange light flashed in the eyes of the immortal emperors. How could they have forgotten about this? I am Di Tian. Actually, among the 4 of them, there was no need to recognize them. The people on the evil ranking list could also recognize Di Tian. Lin Fei directly admitted it. Taoist Di Tian, you really are as the rumors say. You are young and promising. Immortal Emperor Lan laughed sinisterly. You should have heard our small request just now. You are all alone. Why don't you help us? In any case, you have no use for us. This was a direct request. The Sky Fei Realm Lord sent a voice transmission to Lin Fei. The people on the evil ranking list are not to be trifled with. Why don't you throw out 1 or 2 spots to them? They are all despicable people. There is no need for us to offend them. The Sky Fei Realm Lord, who had cultivated his great Tao power to the 3rd level, was extremely fearful of the evil people of Evil City. He was fearful of the immortal supremacy, the #1 evil person. He was cruel and overbearing, especially protective of his people. Immortal Emperor He Xian stared at Lin Fei and said with a smile, Di Tian, take out a few spots. Good for you. Good for us. Good for everyone. The evil people behind were not as easy to talk to. Di Tian, don't think that we are afraid of you just because you are the Realm Lord. If you are tactful, obediently hand over the spots for the Land of War. Our evil city has never been afraid of anyone. Those who offend us will not have a good ending. Hand it over. Hand it over. The Sky Fei Realm Lord and the Black Horn Realm Lord had unsightly expressions. What are you doing? He is Realm Lord Di Tian. Show some respect. Immortal Emperor Lan Zu berated. He turned to Lin Fei and said, "We are from Evil City. We have violent tempers. You have also seen it. Sometimes, even we can't control them. They came this time for the spots for the Land of War. Realm Lord Di Tian's reputation was outside. They did not care about the Evil City, which had an immortal supremacy overseeing it. Just because of the words Evil City, who would dare to not give him face? Taoist friends, isn't this too much?" The Sky Fey Realm Lord said in a deep voice. He had to help Di Tian. "You are from Evil City. Our demon race is not afraid of you. If you have the ability, try charging at me," the Heaven Resentment Devil Emperor said sternly. Immortal Emperor He Xian laughed sinisterly. "Sky Fey Realm Lord, this matter has nothing to do with you. Don't find trouble for yourself. We are asking Di Tian. It is up to Di Tian to decide whether to hand it over or not." Lin Fei said indifferently, "That's right. The spots for the Land of War are indeed up to me. Unfortunately, you are one step too late. The spots in your hands are not in this Emperor's hands. If you want it, you can go to the Heavenly Fate Pavilion. You are using the Evil City to suppress me. Do you really think you can defeat me?" Just now, Lin Fei received a voice transmission from the Sky Fey Realm Lord. He could not make a move in the Heaven Immortal Pavilion. Once he made a move, he would kill everyone regardless of their background. The Sky Fey Realm Lord was afraid that Di Tian would not be able to control himself and attack them. "You lied to me," Immortal Emperor Lan Zu said fiercely. "Taoist Di Tian, you should know that lying is not a good thing." They were indeed very afraid of the Heavenly Fate Pavilion. Lin Fei saw their changes and said the same thing. "The spots are in the Heavenly Fate Pavilion. You should know that this emperor is poor. Back then, I was chased by Sword Immortal by D and used up all my treasures. If I don't take advantage of this opportunity, how would this emperor dare to enter the Land of War?" Immortal Emperor Lan Zu and Immortal Emperor He Xian did not expect this result. If it was an ordinary merchant association, they could just barge in and take it. However, if the spots were really in the Heavenly Fate Pavilion, they would not dare to go even if they were 100 times more courageous. Even Lord Immortal Supremacy warned them not to be impudent. Who did they think they were? "Humph! If you say it's in the Heavenly Fate Pavilion, then it's in the Heavenly Fate Pavilion. I can say that I am the ruler." "Ha ha ha!" Immortal Emperor He Xian laughed loudly. "If we did not see it with our own eyes, we would not believe it. We are not 3-year-olds. Lin Fei shook his head. "Since the two of you do not believe me, then there is nothing I can do." They could not accept this result. When they came, they thought that as long as they brought up the ferocious name of the Evil Men City, people like Di Tian would obediently give in and hand over the spots in the Land of War. "Di Tian, are you going to go against the Evil Men City?" Since the Heaven Immortal Pavilion could not fight, Lin Fei had nothing to worry about. "How would I dare to go against them? The spots are already in the Heavenly Fate Pavilion. If you come looking for me, it will be pointless. I can only say that you came too late." Immortal Emperor He Xian and Ancestor Lan looked at each other and knew that there was no other way. "Di Tian, let's wait and see." The few immortal emperors of the Evil Men's City left unwillingly. "You have completely offended them." After they left, the Sky Demon Realm Lord shook his head. This was truly an unwise action. The people of the Evil Men's City were good at holding grudges. If they were offended, it would be hard to prevent them from shooting arrows in the back. This was everyone's evaluation of the Evil Men's City. Everyone on the Evil Men list is a good person. If not for the immortal supremacy overseeing them, they would have been killed long ago. "I agree with Di Tian," Heaven Resentment Demon Emperor said in support. The Black-Horned Realmmaster said, "In the future, just be careful when you meet them." In his heart, Lin Fei treated Immortal Emperor Lan Zu and the others as dead people. The next time he met them, he would directly use the World Storm to kill them. with an immortal lord around, don't think that he wouldn't dare to kill them. No one knew how powerful Lin Fei's great Tao energy was after he broke through to the third stage. Even when he fought with the Heaven Resentment Demon Emperor, Lin Fei did not use his full strength. Far away in the palace, the broken demon leader happily drank 3 cups of immortal wine and said leisurely, "Ditian, you don't know when to back down and don't know how to lower your head. This seat knows this about you, which is why I sent Evil Men City's people to attack. After offending such a large faction, you'll suffer even more in the battlefield." Seeing Ditian and the people of Evil Men City parting on bad terms, the Pemo leader was the happiest. This was what the Evil Vanquisher leader wanted. "I might not be able to deal with you, but it would be different if the evil men of Evil Men City made a move. The city of the wicked is overseen by an immortal prime." They exited the Heaven Immortal Pavilion. The group wandered around a few places before returning to the palace. After returning to the palace, Lin Fei's temperament is not bad. From the moment he saw the PMO leader, he knew that something like this would happen. In the following period of time, Lin Fei did not go out and peacefully rested in the palace. "Lord, someone is looking for you outside." A few days later, a golden immortal maid walked in. "Who is it?" "It's a black-clothed woman, and she brought another young man with her." "Invite them in." Lin Fei knew who it was. Not long later, the golden immortal maid brought the 3 in. After serving tea, she took the initiative to leave. "Young Lady Lu, I didn't expect you to come personally." Lin Fei smiled at Lu Ziyue. Lu Ziyue smiled leisurely. "If this lady didn't come, those fellows from Evil Men City would really bear a grudge against you. You know, how could our Tianyun Pavilion not know about this?" Lin Fei smiled. "I reckon that those evil men immortal emperors already bear a grudge against me. I'm afraid your arrival was unnecessary. They won't dare to do anything to your Tianyun Pavilion. They will only place their resentment on me." Chapter 1394. The 2 of you stay in the palace for the next few days, and don't go out. Before leaving, Lu Ziyue said to the 2 of them. The 2 arrogant young men nodded. Lu Ziyue left just like that. After sending Lu Ziyue away, Lin Fei finally had time to size up the 2 of them. Their auras were very strong, peak celestial emperor strength, and they had top-grade treasures on them. "There are still rooms in the palace. Choose one. When the time is right, I will bring you in." This was a deal. Lin Fei didn't need to do anything to them. When the Land of War opened, bringing the 2 of them in would be considered as completing the mission. "Wait." Seeing that Ditian was about to leave, one of the young men said coldly, "I have something to do." Lin Fei stopped. He was quite curious. There was hatred in this person's eyes. "Ditian, no matter why Miss Lu is close to you, you have to know that you are just a small world lord. Even if you are an expert on the wind and cloud list, in front of that person, you are still nothing. Don't cause trouble because of things that you shouldn't. Be a good world lord." The young man said coldly. Lin Fei smiled. "In front of this emperor, you better not speak nonsense." The power of the great Tao surged out, transforming into a palm that held up the sky. Celestial light shone brightly, and the palm sent the young man flying. He smashed into the stone pillar of the palace and fell down. "Just this once. Next time, this emperor doesn't mind killing you with one punch. If you don't believe me, you can try." Lin Fei turned and left, not looking at the 2 of them. After cultivating for hundreds of millions of years, Lin Fei's status was different. Even if the 2 of them were related to Tianyun Tower, he didn't need to give them face. As long as they didn't kill each other, Tianyun Tower would at most turn a blind eye. This bastard. The young man got up and spat out a mouthful of blood. He quickly swallowed a celestial pill. "Don't act recklessly. The outside world said that Tian is tyrannical and cruel. We are about to enter the Land of War. We can't anger him." The other young man said hurriedly, Humph, this isn't over. The young man rolled his eyes and snorted coldly, "Let's go!" The opening of the land of war was getting closer and closer. The Sky Palace had to receive many powerful immortals every day. Every day, there would be all kinds of news coming out, but there was no fighting. Fighting was not allowed in the Sky Palace, and violators would be killed without mercy. In front of the powerful Absolute Heaven Palace, no immortal dared to act recklessly. On the other side, Lin Fei stayed in the palace every day, apart from the occasional visit to the Sky Demon Realm Lord's palace. He barely left the palace. The two youths that Lu Ziyue brought never appeared again after that day. Lin Fei stayed in the palace for more than 10 days. It was only when the Sky Demon Realm Lord and the other two found out that the Land of War was about to open that they left the palace and brought the two of them with them. Lin Fei and the Sky Demon Realm Lord arrived at the plaza of Sky Absolute Palace. At this moment, a large number of immortal experts were gathered in the public square. Every immortal expert exuded a powerful aura, as though they were the rulers of the world, domineering over the heavens. The Sky Demon Realm Lord was more knowledgeable than Lin Fei, so he kept introducing them along the way. That's where the people of the 3 palaces are. No one else has the right to approach. To the east are the immortals from the 4 sects. Lin Fei silently memorized what he saw. The 3 palaces, the 4 sects, the 5 emperors, and the 6 demons were all here. This was the first time Lin Fei saw the top forces of all the realms appear. Apart from them, the realm lords of all the realms also appeared. This showed the importance of the Land of War. I wonder where the door to the Land of War is. Lin Fei secretly sized up the experts in the public square. He even saw that the top 50 young experts on the Wind Cloud list all had extremely powerful auras, and a great Tao power had also entered the 3rd stage. Lin Fei had no doubt that the top 10 of the Wind Cloud list were all geniuses who could fight against immortal venerables. Wow! When everyone gathered in the public square. While Lin Fei was still guessing, a huge hand appeared in the sky. This was a hand filled with a mighty aura, as vast and boundless as the ocean. The huge hand that suddenly appeared grabbed lightly. Everyone's expressions changed drastically. They couldn't move. Whether they were in the 2nd stage, the 3rd stage, or even the 4th stage immortals, they couldn't move at this time. Everyone fell into the huge hand. They only felt their vision blur, and then they passed through the void. The ruler made a move. Only the ruler of Tianjue can display such powerful strength. Everyone fell on the huge hand. The huge hand passed through the void and entered the void 10th heaven. Only the ruler of Tianjue realized who made a move. Is this the power of the ruler? This was the first time Lin Fei saw the ruler make a move. With one move, everyone lost control, fell into the ruler's hand, and passed through the void 10th heaven. The void 10th heaven, which outsiders said was filled with void beasts, was wiped out with a light touch from the ruler. Whether it was 1 or 100 of them, they were all killed. After the time it takes for an incense stick to burn, the giant palm carried them out of the void 10 heavens, and they appeared in a quiet void. We can't sense the realms. What is this place? I can't sense it either. Everyone's expressions changed again. Under this starry sky, they couldn't sense the realms, especially the realm lord. It was hard to imagine that there was such a strange place outside the realms. Whoosh, 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 the ruler's hand flipped, and everyone fell under the starry sky. What are you panicking for? This place has always been like this. And you call yourselves experts? Geniuses? You're a disgrace. Many of the experts who had been here before scolded them. Soon, everyone quieted down. The door to the battlefield is under the starry sky. The Sky Demon Realm Lord had been here once. When immortal sovereigns and rulers fought, their power was too strong, enough to destroy the realms. So, during that battle, they opened up a space. Lin Fei could feel the ruler's strength. No wonder no one could shake the position of the 2 palaces. With the ruler in charge, any immortal sovereigns would be weak in front of the two palaces. If the ruler wanted to kill them, he could do so with a thought. He's here, the ruler is here. Under the starry sky, a middle-aged man in white appeared. He stood very close, but no one could see what the ruler looked like. It felt like he was thousands of miles away. The middle-aged man in white stood under the starry sky, as if he was the starry sky. Brother Finyu, you're late. Under the starry sky, another cold-looking middle-aged man walked out, his body emitting a mighty aura. His figure constantly changed in the space, making it impossible to lock onto his position. It's time. Let's open the battlefield together. Okay. No one could hear the voices of the two. Go. The middle-aged man in white stretched out his hand toward the starry sky. With a loud rumble, the starry sky was torn apart, and the entire starry sky completely collapsed. Chapter 1395. Boom, boom, boom. The vast starry sky was as fragile as a baby in front of the ruler. The starry sky was easily torn apart. A monstrous black vortex appeared from the shattered starry sky. At this moment, the black vortex was like a giant black eye. Everyone was shocked. There was actually such a terrifying existence hidden in the starry sky. The Eye of Annihilation. Many powerful immortals were shocked as they recognized the origin of the black vortex. This black vortex was the famous Eye of Annihilation. It was suppressed by the starry sky and lost its starry sky, revealing its true form and emitting a monstrous aura. In front of this aura, they seemed extremely insignificant. The Eye of Annihilation was no longer suppressed, and its range expanded to devour the starry sky. Open! Ruler Windrain was expressionless. He pointed a finger at the center of the Eye of Annihilation, and a tyrannical power crushed out, opening a path to the center of the vortex. At this time, a black door opened at the bottom of the vortex. The path is open. You may enter with your invitation. Ruler Skyen's voice echoed throughout the starry sky. You will have 100 years to explore. 100 years from now, the path will close. Remember, remember. Those who had never been here would never have thought that the door was hidden within the Eye of Annihilation. Unless a ruler took action, ordinary people could not enter. Even if someone knew, they could forget about entering the Eye of Annihilation hidden beneath the starry sky. I never thought that the War Land would be hidden within the Eye of Annihilation. Lin Fei was equally shocked. If he had not seen it for himself, he would not have believed it. The Eye of Annihilation was a special existence born from the starry sky world. It was born to devour everything in the starry sky, eventually destroying a large area of the starry sky world until not even a blade of grass remained. Then it began to devour other starry sky worlds. A ruler could only suppress it, not destroy it. This showed the power of the Eye of Annihilation. When we first came here, we were also shocked. Sky Monster Realm Lord was still shocked. The Heavenly Tao's mysteries are beyond our imagination, especially for such a special existence. Lin Fei felt a terrifying destructive power from the Eye of Annihilation. Let's get ready. We can enter the War Land at any time. 10 chaos years. I'm really looking forward to it. Sky Monster Realm Lord and the other two's eyes lit up. In the starry sky, Ruler Skyend and Ruler Windrain stood side by side. Another 10 primordial chaos. I wonder how many people will come out alive this time, and how many of them will break through to the celestial prime realm. The two hegemons spoke one after the other. The immortal court should have made their move too. The Skyend hegemon said, I never imagined that the prophecy would actually come true. That person has become a hegemon as well, and is in control of the starry sky divine artifact that is the immortal court. Currently, our side still has the upper hand. The people of the immortal court and the forsaken land of immortals are not united. Sooner or later, something will happen. Perhaps that will be our chance." The two of them quickly fell silent. His figure disappeared under the starry sky, leaving behind an open passage. The passageway opened. Several people with tyrannical auras charged in. The aura wasn't as powerful as the aura of a sovereign, but it was still overwhelming. Shockingly, it was the aura of a celestial paragon. The immortal primogenitor went in first. In an instant, 8 immortal sovereigns charged into the battlefield with invincible auras. It was only when there were no more immortal paragons that everyone entered the passageway unhurriedly. After entering the passageway, they were astonished by the power of a ruler. He was actually able to open a passageway in the Eye of Annihilation. The people who entered the passageway were in groups of 3 to 5. They weren't alone. Lin Fei's group was at the back of the line. They weren't in a hurry, and they weren't in a hurry either. The battlefield was vast and boundless, and a moment like this didn't matter. Before long, it was Lin Fei's group's turn. "The two of you follow me," Lin Fei said calmly. He took the lead and flew into the passageway. The 2 youths looked at him with disdain, but they still followed. The moment they entered the door, the invitation transformed into a jingguang, wrapped around the 3 of them and flew into the door. "You can leave now." The jingguang wrapped around the 3 of them, and they arrived in a world filled with an aura of death. They stood on a stretch of ruins. "Ditian, we will meet again sooner or later, and that day won't be too far away," the youth who had been taught a lesson earlier said. After saying this, he immediately turned and flew away, as if he was worried that he would attack them. Lin Fei didn't take their words seriously. Hua, hua, hua. At this moment, an aura of death surged over, filling the space. Once the aura of death came in contact, it tried to corrode Lin Fei's flesh. Lin Fei shook lightly, and a large amount of the aura of death was shattered. Not far away, a few peak celestial emperors let out miserable cries of despair. They had no choice but to transform into their undying bodies and flee. They dared to enter with just their peak strength. They are simply courting death. How can they resist this world-exterminating aura of death? The Sky Demon Realm Lord and the other 2 also entered, and they appeared near Lin Fei. They all revealed disdainful expressions, as if this place wasn't something they should be in. "We are in the Eye of Extermination," Lin Fei asked. "That's right. We are in the world of the Eye of Extermination. This aura of death is the result of the Eye of Extermination. It has killed countless immortals, and it is extremely poisonous. It can even corrode an undying body. Fortunately, we are in the outermost layer," the Black Horn Realm Lord said. This wasn't the first time the 3 of them had come here, but it was the first time for Lin Fei. The Sky Demon Realm Lord took out a copy of the map and handed it to Lin Fei. "This is the map of the World Extermination Ground. Our goal is to go to the Immortal Venerables region. 30 years later, we will meet in the Immortal Venerables region." Everyone came in with their own goals. The few of them hit it off and discussed the date of their meeting. They left the ruins one after another, each searching for their own opportunities. People kept coming in from the outside. The Sky Demon Realm Lord and the others left one after another, and people kept coming in from the outside. Lin Fei transformed into a beam of light and left, searching for a seemingly safe place. "Let me take a look at the map of this World Extermination Ground." Lin Fei didn't know much about this place. Originally, he wanted to get a copy from Lu Ziyue, but he forgot about it because of other matters. Fortunately, the Sky Demon Realm Lord gave him a copy. Lin Fei opened the map and looked at it. Not long after, Lin Fei had a rough understanding of the World Extermination Ground. This place was divided into a few regions, one region after another. The deeper one went, the more dangerous it would be. The battlefields of immortal venerables and rulers were all in the depths. "I'm currently at the outermost region, which is the first region. According to Taoist Sky Demon, 30 years later, we will meet in the 5th region. That region is the main battleground of immortal venerables. Lin Fei analyzed and adjusted the information. He took out another map. This map was obtained from trading with Lu Ziyue. On the map, there was nothing else but the starstones that Lin Fei currently needed the most. The World Extermination Ground had a huge mountain of starstones. The Eye of Extermination was constantly devouring the star land. Even though this was a place filled with World Extermination Death Qi, there were large amounts of special materials and even supreme-grade materials. For the sake of the heavenly starstones, Lin Fei took out 2 slots and brought them in. When the box was opened, the last layer of the seal was undone. Lin Fei could see the map clearly. Lu Ziyue had placed a seal on it. As long as Lin Fei reached the World Extermination Ground, he would be able to see the markings on the map clearly. Let me see where the starstones are. Currently, Lin Fei valued the starstones very much. They could improve the strength of his physical body and secret techniques. If there was a huge mountain of starstones, Lin Fei could definitely upgrade his secret technique to the 4th or even the 5th level. He would then be able to display the battle prowess of an immortal venerate. He opened the map and looked at it. It was an ancient map with various regions clearly marked on it. The nearest mountain of starstones is actually in the 3rd region. Lin Fei kept the map and squinted his eyes. The 3rd region is not far. The 1st region was filled with a huge amount of World Extermination Death Qi. Lin Fei chose to ignore it. He followed the direction on the map and flew towards the 2nd region. According to the map, the 1st region was not dangerous. It took Lin Fei 2 years to reach the 2nd region. During this time, he met the undead soldiers formed by the World Extermination Death Qi. They were all peak stage immortal emperors and were unkillable. Unless one's strength was a level higher, he would not be able to kill them. 2 years later, Lin Fei killed a group of undead soldiers and entered the 2nd region. The moment he entered the 2nd region, the World Extermination Death Qis might instantly increased by more than 30 times. These people must have died under the World Extermination Death Qi. Not long after, Lin Fei found a few corpses. They were all immortal corpses. Without looking, he knew that they must have been peak stage immortal emperors. Unfortunately, the moment they entered the 2nd region, they were killed by the World Extermination Death Qi. The World Extermination Ground is really dangerous. Just the World Extermination Death Qi alone has killed many arrogant immortals. Lin Fei shook his head and flew forward carefully. The World Extermination Death Qi was dangerous enough, but it might not be just this. Just as Lin Fei turned around, the immortal corpses on the ground glowed with scarlet light. A layer of strange, shriveled skin grew on their bodies. They opened their mouths and spat a World Extermination Death Qi at Lin Fei. The other immortals spat out World Extermination Death Qi one after another, which turned into long sabers. In an instant, more than 10 World Extermination sabers flew towards Lin Fei. Still causing trouble after death. Lin Fei snorted coldly and punched back. The fist radiance imbued with great Tao power landed on the 10 World Extermination sabers, shattering them into pieces. Lin Fei punched out once more, smashing the immortal's corpse into pieces. The 2nd region is indeed much more dangerous than the 1st region. After dealing with the corpses, Lin Fei flew forward again. The 2nd region was originally a wasteland, but the environment was completely different from before. There were many collapsed palaces. Chapter 1396. As mentioned earlier, the World Extermination Land was formed when the Eye of Extermination devoured the Starland. Naturally, it was hundreds of chaos years, or even tens of millions of chaos years. Within the World Extermination Land, ruins of buildings and even palaces appeared. It was no longer strange, it was simply ordinary. In the 2nd region, Lin Fei used his physical body to shatter the deathly aura. He moved unhindered until he finally found a towering tree growing out of the ruins. This tree was 50,000 feet tall. It was completely black and emitted deathly aura. Lin Fei was attracted, not because of the towering tree, but because of the black fruits hanging from the tree. They were about the size of a fist. There were 18 black fruits hanging from such a towering tree. Such powerful great Tao energy. Lin Fei could sense the great Tao energy coming from the black fruits. This was an ancient great Tao energy. It was a vast and ancient aura. The great Tao of true self in his body sent out a devouring thought. The great Tao of true self was his only power now. Lin Fei was not surprised. After all, the great Tao of true self that he cultivated was not an ordinary great Tao energy. This was a power more domineering than ordinary great Tao energy. Lin Fei turned into a stream of light and rushed forward, reaching out to grab the nearest fruit. Just as he was about to reach it, the 50,000 feet tall tree spewed out deathly aura, turning into a black undead giant. It slapped down with a mighty palm. This palm instantly covered an area of billions of miles. This palm contained an ancient power. It's actually the remnant great Tao energy attacking me. Lin Fei was not in a hurry. He slapped upwards with one hand to meet this ancient power. Boom! The two palms collided. A terrifying power surged out. All the ruins were instantly reduced to dust. Only the black tree remained standing. Lin Fei's body flickered. He took a step forward and appeared under the black tree. He reached out and a fruit landed in his hand. The world extermination land is filled with danger. When the fruit landed in his hand, Lin Fei could feel the great Tao energy contained within it. With a thought, Lin Fei's great Tao of true self turned into a golden vine. It wrapped around the black fruit and absorbed all the great Tao energy within. The stagnant Tao tree began to grow once again. There's such a good thing. Encountering a treasure that could strengthen the great Tao of truth so quickly. Lin Fei waved his hand, and the remaining 17 fruits landed in Lin Fei's hand. Hua, hua, hua. After eating the 17 fruits, the great Tao of true self became much stronger. Good stuff. In such a short time, my great Tao energy has increased by quite a bit. If I can find enough of these fruits in the land of extermination, my great Tao energy might even break through to the 4th level. Lin Fei thought to himself, no wonder the top-notch experts are risking their lives to come here. They are afraid of missing this opportunity. The fruits were all harvested. Lin Fei kept thinking about this big tree. He always suspected that there must be something extraordinary about a big tree that could grow this kind of fruit. Come out. Grabbing the tree with both hands, Lin Fei began to pull it up. The surrounding area was shaking, but the big tree did not move at all. Lin Fei's expression changed. His body shook, and he turned into a 1,000,000 zhang tall giant. At the same time, he spread out his 6 arms. I don't believe that I can't pull this tree out with my strength. Boom, boom, boom. Lin Fei's body shook, and his strength multiplied. With a pull of his 6 arms, the motionless big tree was uprooted. The thick roots underneath actually wrapped around the huge skeleton. Break! Lin Fei pulled hard, and a large number of roots broke. Finally, the big tree was uprooted. Once the big tree was uprooted, it quickly turned into a puddle of black water and disappeared without a trace. What a waste of effort! Lin Fei was dumbfounded. With a thought, the great Tao obliteration sword appeared in his hand, and he slashed downwards. After a few slashes, he dug out a skeleton. So it was like this. This skeleton was the skeleton of an expert. It was dark gold in color. This was a sign that one's strength had reached an extremely high level. It was at least 300,000 zhang tall. At that moment, there was a fist-sized fragment in the middle of the skeleton. This is actually a fragment of the Tao tree. Although it was only the size of a fist, the fragment of the Tao tree continued to emit the aura of an expert. It was left behind after being smashed by someone, resulting in the black fruit growing. Lin Fei could still recognize it. Good stuff, really good stuff. Lin Fei was overjoyed. I'm going to find another way to raise my strength. Lin Fei absorbed the fragment of the Dao tree, and the Dao tree in his body grew rapidly again. It was not far from breaking through to a height of 60 million zhang. In the second region, he encountered a fragment of the Dao tree. Lin Fei immediately slowed down and began searching. The power of a great Dao was not easy to raise. Lin Fei had originally planned on taking a shortcut. He would first cultivate a powerful secret art before slowly cultivating the great Tao of true self. Now that the great Tao of true self had improved, Lin Fei knew how to improve it. Lin Fei searched everywhere. Relying on his 40 times heavenly Tao speed, he searched along the way. However, he did not get lucky. Instead, he constantly encountered the attacks of death spirit warlords. Helpless, Lin Fei gave up searching and headed for the third region. Perhaps there would be such fragments of the Dao tree in that region. It would not be as sparse as here. It took Lin Fei 5 years to get from the second region to the third region. The second region was simply too big. It took him 7 years to get there in 100 years. In those 7 years, Lin Fei did not gain much apart from constantly fighting the death spirit warlords. As for immortals, he did not encounter them at all. When it was almost the 8th year, Lin Fei entered the third region. The moment he stepped into the third region, a vast and boundless deathly aura rolled over, constantly assaulting Lin Fei's body. Even with the power of a great Tao, it could not shatter the deathly aura. What a powerful deathly aura! Lin Fei did not use the power of a great Tao. He was confident in his body. The deathly aura in this region could not affect him for the time being. When he reached the third region, Lin Fei felt different. There were complete palaces everywhere. It was not like the previous region, which was almost completely in ruins. Here, one could see complete palaces that did not shatter under the attack of the deathly aura. Lin Fei was not very interested in this. He took out a map and checked the corresponding locations of starstones. When he reached the third region, Lin Fei was looking for starstones. On this level, there were a total of 2 places where the starstones formed a mountain. The 2 places were not far from each other. Not long after Lin Fei flew out, 3 figures appeared in front of him. They appeared to be in a panic, as though they were being targeted by some powerful existence. Don't kill me. My master is the eldest disciple of limitless immortal supremacy. If you dare to kill me, you will be going against limitless immortal supremacy. Limitless immortal supremacy will hunt you down no matter where you go. Of the 3 figures, one of them landed at the back. Who does limitless immortal supremacy think he is? It's useless to use him to threaten me. A nonchalant voice came from behind. You guys are too weak. Your days are too easy. How dare you come to the land of extermination with such little strength? Now let me crush you to death. Chapter 1397. That giant palm was filled with destructive power. As this palm descended, the disciple of limitless immortal supremacy was blasted into pieces. The person in the back opened his mouth and swallowed all the fragments in one gulp, revealing his true body. It was an imposing figure with a naked upper body and a beast skin wrapped around his lower body. The most eye-catching thing was the black axe on his back. The people outside are too weak. After swallowing all the fragments in one gulp, the imposing figure shook his head in dissatisfaction. Seeing that the person in the back died, the faces of the 2 figures in front turned even paler. The 2 reached an agreement. In front of the imposing figure, one to the left and the other to the right, desperately fleeing. In front of me, all of you will die. The imposing figure laughed loudly. He shuttled through the void and appeared behind the immortal on the left. With a punch, the immortal exploded into pieces. He didn't even have time to use his undying body. He swallowed everything in his mouth and shuttled through the void again, just like before he killed the other immortal. From start to finish, everything happened in a flash. 3 powerful peak immortal emperors were killed one after another. People from the forsaken immortal land. Lin Fei saw all of this and immediately recognized the origin of this person. He was from the forsaken immortal land. According to the information, there was no immortal energy in the forsaken immortal land, and cultivation was extremely slow. The biggest characteristic of the people from the forsaken immortal land was that they would absorb immortals and plunder all their essence. Apart from that, Lin Fei also sensed a ruthless, savage, and barbaric aura from this imposing figure. You are quite bold. Your blood and qi are actually so powerful. Just nice, let me have a good meal. The imposing figure shot a cruel gaze over, and a destructive power exploded through the void. The imposing figure charged over. This was the first time Lin Fei met an expert from the forsaken immortal land. The only thing he didn't expect was that they were even more savage than he imagined. No wonder they were exiled to the forsaken immortal land. Compared to them, the villains on the list were 2 extremes. The 2 punched each other through the void. I didn't expect there to be an expert like you in the myriad worlds. The imposing figure charged over again. The destructive power of the great Tao soared into the sky. His palm was like a world, shattering the surrounding palaces. Lin Fei also wanted to see how powerful the experts of the forsaken immortal land were. The 2 of them fought fiercely in this area. One possessed the power of the great Tao of destruction, while the other possessed the unique great Tao of truth. Boom, boom, boom. Lin Fei fought faster and faster. With the support of the great Tao of true self, his fists were like mountains. One punch after another, and in the blink of an eye, more than 1,000 punches had been thrown. You people from the forsaken land of immortals are only this strong. Lin Fei threw over 100 punches in a row. The imposing figure was blasted away and smashed into a palace. Lin Fei was relaxed, but his heart was not. The experts of the forsaken immortal land really couldn't be judged by normal standards. For example, this man before them was only at the 2nd level of the great Tao, but his physique was so strong that it wasn't inferior to the heaven-hatred devil emperor. His cultivation level of the great Tao wasn't high, but his accumulation was incomparably deep. That was why he could easily kill 3 peak stage immortal emperors. If Lin Fei had not fused with the power of the great Tao, he might not have been able to defeat this expert from the forsaken immortal land. At most, he would have been able to fight to a draw. Good, I finally found a powerful immortal. After eating you, my strength will rise to another level. The imposing figure climbed out of the rubble and took out the black axe on his back. His aura rose steadily, and he revealed a malevolent expression as he cleaved the axe through the air. In an instant, only this blade light was left between heaven and earth. Chaotic Axe 33. The imposing figure soared into the sky, and the axe in his hand continued to cleave, each strike more ferocious and tyrannical than the one before. I'm not playing with you anymore. Lin Fei's heart stirred. He no longer planned to play with this imposing figure. They were about the same in terms of strength. It was just that his physique was stronger, and his accumulation was more profound. Great Sword Qi secret technique. Lin Fei grabbed with his hand, and 5 Great Sword Qi appeared in his hand. This secret technique had reached the peak of the 3rd level. The imposing figure's expression changed greatly when the 5 Great Sword Qi slashed down. You are pretending to be a pig to eat a tiger. Once the Great Sword Qi secret technique was used, the imposing figure used his axe to cleave out over 100 attacks, and his entire body shot away. He didn't dare to fight anymore. The people of the myriad worlds really didn't have good intentions. Whoosh! The 5 Great Sword Qi destroyed all the attacks with a single slash. The first slash landed on the imposing figure, causing him to spit out blood. The second and third great sword chi arrived one after another, and the imposing figure was sliced into countless pieces. No matter how strong his physique was, it was indeed difficult to resist in the face of this level of power. No primordial spirit and no undying body. Lin Fei was about to attack again, but the imposing figure was already dead. He didn't use his undying body. It seems that after such a long time, the cultivation techniques of the Forsaken Immortals have changed. Lin Fei thought. He lost his undying body in exchange for a tyrannical physique. Unfortunately, he met me. The imposing figure's physique was very strong. Ordinary third-level strength might not be able to kill him. However, Lin Fei's great sword chi secret technique was different. Lin Fei waved his hand and shattered the corpse's fragments. He found the storage ring and used his divine sense to look inside. Not long after, Lin Fei released his divine sense and pondered. This imposing figure is actually a disciple of an immortal venerable. This immortal venerable is called Immortal Venerable Yao Yu. He brought a total of 32 peak immortal emperors. This guy is only ranked in the middle, not the strongest. The Forsaken Immortals sent a total of 23 immortal venerables this time. It can be said that they came in full force. The three strongest immortal venerables, Dao Sha, immortal venerables Rong Zhan, and immortal venerables Wu Yin, are all here. This unexpected news made Lin Fei suck in a breath of cold air. The immortal court actually had the ability to bring out the experts of the Forsaken Immortals. Little did they know that the immortal court was a cosmic divine weapon that could travel in all directions. This was also the main reason why the rulers of the two palaces couldn't take down the remnants of the immortal court. The cosmic divine weapon was too strong. Luckily, the three strongest immortal venerables and the 23 immortal venerables are all targeting the 5th region, or even the depths of the land of extermination. Apart from their disciples, there's no need to worry too much. Lin Fei kept the interspatial ring. Although this imposing figure was very strong and could kill 3 peak stage immortal emperors with his bare hands, he didn't seem to have any treasures on him. He was extremely poor, and there wasn't a single treasure that caught his eye. How poor was he? After Lin Fei killed Immortal Venerable Yao Yu's disciples, he followed the route on the map and headed straight for the Heavenly Star Mountain. Collecting the Heavenly Star Stones was more important. The 3rd region was more dangerous than the previous one. World-destroying death chi gathered and death spirit warriors attacked continuously. Every once in a while, a death spirit warrior would attack. Along the way, Lin Fei lost count of the number of death spirit warriors he killed. Even he couldn't remember how many death spirit warriors he killed. In any case, he killed them the moment they appeared. Death Spirit Demon Tree. Along the way, Lin Fei encountered another Death Spirit Demon Tree. This one was much bigger than the one he encountered before. It was 200,000 zhang tall and had 40 to 50 fruits hanging on it. Lin Fei's eyes lit up. This was good stuff. Just like the previous Death Spirit Demon Tree, Lin Fei encountered great Dao power attacks. He attacked 3 times in a row, but was easily blocked. He rushed to the bottom of the tree. Lin Fei didn't stand on ceremony and directly took all the fruits. Then he turned into a 3 million zhang tall giant and pulled out the Death Spirit Demon Tree. There was also a Dao tree fragment below, and it was much bigger than the fist from before. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Once the Dao tree fragment was in hand, there was the sound of something tearing through the air. Not good. Someone beat us to it. It's Ditian. Ditian plucked all the Dao devil fruits, and even took the Dao fruit fragment. There were a total of 8 people, and they were all from the myriad worlds. They recognized Ditian at a glance. Fellow Taoists, you're late. The things are all in this emperor's hands. Lin Fei kept the fruits and said to the 8 peak immortal emperors, Ditian, Everyone who sees this has a share. Take out half, and we won't cause trouble for you." The 8 peak immortal emperors weren't willing to miss out on such good stuff. The 8 of them had swept through the items that could raise the level of great Tao power for a long time, but they didn't gain much. Seeing Di Tian monopolizing all the Tao devil fruits, they were unhappy. That's right. We're the heavenly fiend devil emperor's men. Handing over half of the Tao devil fruits is already giving you face. They had all heard of their prowess. They didn't dare to underestimate the top 100 experts on the wind cloud list. Fortunately, they had powerful backgrounds as well. They were the 5 emperors, the subordinates of the heavenly fiend devil emperor. And the heavenly fiend devil emperor's great Tao power had reached the peak of the 4th level, and he was just a step away from the immortal venerable realm. That was why they dared to threaten Di Tian and make him hand over half of the Tao devil fruits. Lin Fei chuckled. Scram! Lin Fei knew of the heavenly fiend devil emperor. He was one of the 5 emperors. These 5 emperors were all at the peak of the 4th level, and they could be said to be the strongest experts under the immortal venerable realm. But Lin Fei wasn't someone afraid. If the heavenly fiend devil emperor came personally, he might have some fear, but they were far from it. The 8 peak immortal emperors were enraged. Di Tian actually looked down on them. Di Tian, you're too arrogant. We've been polite to you, but you don't appreciate it. Don't blame us for not appreciating it. The 8 peak immortal emperors decided to attack Di Tian. You're only at the 2nd level. The 8 of us joining hands is enough to fight against experts at the 3rd level. You'll definitely lose. For the Tao devil fruits, everything was worth it. Kill. The 8 peak immortal emperors attacked. Immortal light shone brightly as they used their secret arts. They didn't dare to hold back against an expert like Di Tian. Heavily injure Di Tian first. Lin Fei looked at them coldly. Since they were courting death, then they couldn't blame him. Heavenly fiend devil emperor? Scram to the side. World storm. The 3rd level's world storm descended on the 8 peak immortal emperors. At this level of power, Lin Fei could do it with a single thought. The 3rd level's world storm enveloped them. Hua hua hua, the 8 peak immortal emperors turned into a bloody mess in the blink of an eye, revealing their white bones. They were all shocked. Even if they turned into 8 corpses, their undying bodies were useless. They couldn't block the world storm. You won't die if you don't court death. Chapter 1398. The power of the 3rd level is truly shocking. Serves you right for bumping into me. Even if you die, you will die in vain. Once the world storm was unleashed, it was a double attack on both the mind and the body. They couldn't even use their undying body and were blasted into smithereens by the world storm. Lin Fei waved his hand, and 8 storage rings flew over and landed in his hand. With a sweep of his divine sense, he discovered that there were a total of 18 Tao devil fruits inside, which was equivalent to about 2 per person, which was not too much. No wonder they dared to make a move. They didn't have much to gain along the way, so they had their own ideas and thought that I was easy to deal with. Lin Fei bluntly absorbed the 18 Tao devil fruits. The heavenly evil devil emperor had long been thrown beyond the 9 heavens by Lin Fei. An expert of this level would not come and cause trouble for him for the time being. Lin Fei turned into a black stream of light and flew away. 3 months later, Lin Fei found the location on the map. In the meantime, he had encountered a few ambushes. The result was obvious. They died and Lin Fei survived. The benefits also belonged to him. According to the location on the map, it should be in the heavenly river up ahead. Lin Fei kept the map and increased his speed. Not long later, a red, heavenly river appeared in front of him. The heavenly river stretched across the ruins, with no end in sight. The water of the heavenly river was red. The heavenly starstone was in a place upstream. Back then, the experts of the Tianyin Tower had accidentally passed by and recorded it down. Other than refining immortal equipment, the heavenly starstone did not have much use, and the price was not too high. There was no need to take the risk for a mountain of heavenly starstone. Lin Fei flew upstream. Kill! Beside the heavenly river, the world-exterminating death chi was dense. Large numbers of death spirit warriors had gathered in this area. Seeing that outsiders had barged in, they immediately surrounded them. No wonder the experts of the Tianyan Tower did not go to collect the mountain of heavenly starstone. With so many death spirit warriors, it's not easy to deal with them. Lin Fei did not retreat. World storm, a large hurricane swept across, and the death spirit warriors were torn to pieces on the spot. The black mass of death spirit warriors did not even have to make a move before they were killed. Lin Fei had a lot less trouble. A few days later, Lin Fei reached the upper reaches of the river. The upper reaches of the river was an open plain. There were a few mountains rising from the ground, looking very eye-catching. The red, heavenly river flowed under the mountains. That is the Starstone Mountain. Lin Fei scanned the area with his sharp eyes and saw a mountain of starstones in front of him. This mountain of starstone was at least 10 times larger than the mountain of starstone that the Sky Demon Realm Lord had taken out. Lin Fei's eyes lit up. Bringing 2 people in exchange for a mountain of starstones, this is not a bad deal. Lin Fei could totally imagine that this mountain of sky starstones could be exchanged for a large number of supreme grade points. His great sword chi secret technique could be upgraded to the next level. The Sovereign Lord had left behind a few of the more powerful secret arts, and Lin Fei would be able to use them to improve his own strength. The progress of the great Tao of enlightenment was very slow. For the time being, Lin Fei didn't expect his great Tao of enlightenment to improve rapidly. To improve his combat strength, apart from his physical defense, the Sovereign Lord had left behind secret arts. Although he couldn't unleash the power of a sovereign, it was still a sovereign-level secret art. Rise! When Lin Fei landed, he turned into a giant and reached out to grab the Starstone Mountain. He wanted to uproot it before he could collect it. Boom, 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 the earth shook. The red heavenly river surged into the sky and turned into a giant filled with death chi. It was expressionless and held a red heavenly river spear. With a raise of the spear, the heavenly river hung upside down. What the hell is this? Lin Fei slapped back and broke the red heavenly river. The red heavenly river rapidly recovered and surged up again, unaffected. Strange! A clone walked out from Lin Fei's side and attacked the giant formed by the heavenly river. Get up! The Starstone Mountain started to shake. Lin Fei used all his strength to uproot the Starstone Mountain. The 2 clones were very strong, and their punches shocked the sky. However, they couldn't break through the Heavenly River Giant's attack. Lin Fei just wanted to buy some time. The Heavenly River Giant was stalled. Lin Fei used all his strength. The Starstone Mountain couldn't withstand his strength and was forcibly uprooted. However, the moment it was pulled out, a great Tao aura erupted from the bottom of the Starstone Mountain. At the bottom of the Starstone Mountain, a fragment the size of a wash basin appeared. Tao tree fragment. Lin Fei didn't have time to think. He put away the Starstone Mountain and grabbed at the Tao tree fragment. On the Tao tree fragment, a large amount of great Tao light blasted out. With this grab, his arm was shattered. So powerful! Lin Fei had used a divine ability arm, and its defense was not weak. However, it had been directly shattered. Lin Fei did not even think about it and switched to another arm. Great Tao energy slammed into his arm, and Lin Fei, who had not felt pain in a long time, once again felt pain. His arm was covered with cracks, and it looked like it was going to shatter. This must be the great Tao power left behind by an ancient expert. This heavenly river giant is probably formed from this great Tao power. Lin Fei grabbed with his other arm. Ignoring the great Tao power, he directly grabbed it. The true self, great Tao blasted and healed his injuries. So heavy. With this grab, Lin Fei actually couldn't grab it. The Tao technique fragment didn't move at all. He could easily grab such a heavy mountain like the Starstone Mountain. The small Tao tree fragment below made Lin Fei suffer, and he couldn't pick it up. Not good. Someone is coming. It must be the aura of the Tao tree fragment that attracted them. Lin Fei frowned. He sensed powerful auras flying from all directions. Among them, there were a few auras that weren't inferior to his. They were fellows at the third level of the great Tao power. Logically speaking, Lin Fei could have left after obtaining the heavenly Starstone Mountain. But this extraordinary Tao tree fragment was something that Lin Fei couldn't bear to give up. Perhaps after refining it, his true self, great Tao, could reach the peak of the third level. Lin Fei's true self, great Tao, poured into his arm. He just barely managed to grab the Tao tree fragment. Put down the ancient Tao tree fragment. Lin Fei grabbed the Tao tree fragment and sank down. A huge black palm that was millions of miles wide appeared in the sky and slammed down towards the small region. Someone attacked through space to snatch the Tao tree fragment. Lin Fei slapped out with a single hand to meet this terrifying palm. He used this opportunity to fly out. He didn't plan on fighting them. Boom! Their palms stirred up a huge wave. The heavenly river giant was half destroyed, but it didn't fall. It recovered in the blink of an eye. Its cold eyes flashed, and it chased after Lin Fei. Didn't I just take a Tao tree fragment? Chapter 1399. I'm actually holding a fragment of the ancient Tao tree. With such a background, it's no wonder it's different from other Tao tree fragments. I can't grab it with my strength. Lin Fei exchanged a palm strike with that person, then grabbed the fragment and flew out. Hearing the name of the fragment, he immediately realized that it wasn't an ordinary Tao tree fragment. The ancient Tao tree fragment exuded the aura of the great Tao. Lin Fei tried several times to put it into his storage ring, but he couldn't do so. The ancient Tao tree fragment's tyrannical great Tao energy was constantly resisting the storage ring's suction force. Lin Fei did not doubt that if he forcefully stuffed the fragment into the storage ring would explode into pieces on the spot. The items inside would also be destroyed in an instant. Ignoring the fact that the ancient Tao tree fragment was stored in his storage ring, Lin Fei's great Tao power was constantly rebounding it. If it were someone with a weaker body, their body would have long been shattered. They could forget about grabbing the Tao tree fragment. Now isn't a good time to absorb it, but it's troublesome. I need to find a quiet place. If it was an ordinary Tao tree fragment, Lin Fei wasn't too worried. He could just put it away. There were no hidden dangers. But the one in his hand was different from before, and it would take some time to refine. More importantly, the celestial river giant was still chasing him, as if he had stolen something from it. Even with his powerful recovery ability, he couldn't kill the celestial river giant for a while. What Lin Fei needed to do now was to shake off the celestial river giant and the people behind him. Chase! That guy is just ahead. Behind the celestial river giant, 3 immortal emperors with powerful auras appeared. Their figures flashed, and they escaped into the void, continuing the chase. Leave behind the ancient Tao tree fragment, and I'll spare your life. A cold voice rang out in front of him. Space trembled and shattered as a battleship glowing with the light of treasures appeared. It contained heavenly might, and rumbling sounds could be heard. It was like a ferocious beast charging down a mountain, piercing through space and slamming into Lin Fei. The immense force of the collision sent him flying. What a tough warship! The strength of Lin Fei's physical body was rarely seen in the world. Apart from immortal venerables, there were not many that could be found. But now it was sent flying by a warship, and the warship was fine. It only shook up and down, but there was not a single crack. This person must have a powerful background. The black warship gradually became smaller and landed in the hands of a white-robed man. This white-robed man was obviously shocked by the strength of the other party's physique. Your physique is very strong, and your chi and blood are vigorous. You can actually block an attack from my fierce tiger worship. Which sect's disciple are you from? Are you a disciple of the 2 palaces or 3 halls? The 4 sects and 5 emperors can't raise a disciple like you. Lin Fei's chi and blood were messed up by this collision, but he quickly recovered. Another person from the forsaken land of immortals. As soon as Lin Fei heard this, he knew the other's background. From his tone, he didn't think much of the 2 palaces and the 3 halls. Apart from those brutal fellows from the land of exile, he couldn't think of anyone else. After Lin Fei was hit by this collision, the person behind him caught up. The celestial river giant also caught up. The spear in his hand stabbed out, shattering the void, but it immediately recovered. This was a land of destruction. The strength of the void was unimaginable to ordinary people. Even a ruler couldn't break open the void. Devil Emperor Solar, I didn't expect you to come too. The black figure caught up and recognized the white-robed immortal emperor. After shattering the attack of the celestial river giant, he stopped advancing and formed a blockade. Devil Emperor Tianhen, since you are here, why can't I? Moreover, the ancient Tao tree shard is a good item. Who wouldn't be tempted by it? The white-robed Devil Emperor Sola laughed. It's just that this immortal emperor isn't easy to deal with. Even my fierce tiger worship can't kill him. If we want to obtain the shard, we will have to rely on our own methods. The black figure revealed himself. He was tall and sturdy, and the most eye-catching thing was the pair of black horns on his head. His eyes were scarlet red as he licked his lips. That's easy. Let's clean up these little bugs first, so that they don't disturb our fun. All right. Behind them, there were more figures breaking through the void. They were planning to run over and get a share of the loot. As soon as they arrived, they were attacked by 2 powerful experts. The sky collapsed, the earth split, and the void shattered. They were caught unprepared, and several corpses fell to the ground. Cries of alarm could be heard. They're demons from the forsaken land of immortals. Everyone run. They turned and fled, vanishing like a wisp of smoke. Little bugs from the myriad worlds, what a bunch of cowards. No wonder each one is more useless than the last. They couldn't even block 30% of my strength and were killed. Devil Emperor Sola mocked. Their days are peaceful. How can they be as cruel as us? Devil Emperor Tianhen swallowed a big mouthful. When there's nothing to do, we can still change our tastes. Clearly, the 2 of them didn't care about the immortal emperors from the myriad worlds. Their strength was at the 3rd level. In addition to their strong physique, they really didn't care about them. Devil Emperor Solar, Devil Emperor Tianhen, your appetite is really big. We haven't seen such good stuff in the past few years. As the saying goes, those who see it should have a share. Why don't we attack together and kill that brat? Then we can share it equally. It's better than the people from the immortal court outside. The 2 experts chased away the little bugs. Another figure appeared in the void. The moment Demon Emperor Thoreau and Demon Emperor Tianhen sensed the appearance of the figure, they joined hands and attacked together. Their divine arts were overwhelming and resplendent, pressuring the other party. The person who appeared from the void had a revolving ice heart in front of him. It gave off a cold aura and easily blocked all the attacks. Devil Emperor Luojiu, your nose is really sensitive like a dog. You always appear at the most crucial moment. Devil Emperor Tianhen sneered and stopped attacking. The 2 of them attacked together but couldn't do anything to the other party. Fear flashed in their eyes. We are all from the forsaken immortal land. We should stick together. We all know what we are capable of. Why don't we get rid of this celestial river giant first? Devil Emperor Luojiu laughed, and his eyes were fierce. All right, the 3 of them were straightforward. Although the celestial river giant was strong, It couldn't withstand the frenzied attacks of the three. After more than 100 moves, the celestial river giant was blasted into nothingness. Only the 4 of them were left. Brat, I thought you would escape. Devil Emperor Tianhen's eyes landed on the other party. In fact, when the 3 experts from the forsaken immortal land attacked the celestial river giant, their divine senses were locked onto the other party. As long as the other party dared to move, they would immediately stop and attack. Lin Fei smiled bitterly in his heart. Why did he have such fate with the people from the forsaken immortal land? After killing Venerable Yao Yu's people, he encountered experts from the forsaken immortal land. Each of them was an expert of the 3rd level, and all 3 of them were in the middle stage. The ancient Tao tree fragment in his hand was extremely heavy. Lin Fei had to mobilize a large portion of his great Tao of truth to hold it and prevent it from falling from his hand. Run. Why are you running? Lin Fei laughed at the 3 of them. Any one of the 3 Devil Emperor experts had the same strength as him, yet they dared to laugh. This was the first time he saw such a person. Take the initiative to hand over the ancient Tao tree fragment, and we will spare your life. To be able to block an attack from the fierce tiger worship, your status in the myriad worlds should not be low. We admire experts the most, Devil Emperor Solar said indifferently. Once we make a move, you won't have the chance to choose. People from the forsaken immortal land are so arrogant outside. I've learned a lot. Lin Fei said, Devil Emperor Solar, you are a disciple of Venerable Guyu. Devil Emperor Tianhen, you are a disciple of Venerable Qingming. As for you, Devil Emperor Luojiu, you are a disciple of Venerable Heaven Trampling. Don't think that I don't know your origins. I just don't want to bicker with you. The 3 Devil Emperors' eyes flashed with doubt. How did this guy know their origins? This was the first time they came to the myriad worlds. Along the way, they had killed many natives, but no one could tell their origins. Yet, this young man in front of them knew. Who are you? Lin Fei laughed. I am a disciple of Venerable Rongzhan. As for my Dao name, you are not qualified to know. Venerable Rongzhan's disciple. The 3 were shocked. Venerable Rongzhan was one of the 3 strongest immortal venerables. He had a fiery temper and was very protective. He was famous in the forsaken immortal land. Of course, when the immortal court entered the forsaken immortal land, Venerable Rongzhan even fought with that ruler to vent his anger. Devil Emperor Tianhen rolled his eyes. Humph, you said you are a disciple of Venerable Rongzhan. Who knows? Moreover, we all know the experts in the forsaken immortal land. He secretly transmitted to Devil Emperor Solar and Devil Emperor Luojiu. You too. There is something wrong with this kid's origin. If he is really a disciple of Venerable Rongzhan, we will not know. To prevent any accidents from happening, we must make a move now. Venerable Rongzhan was famous for being protective. Even their old ancestor, Venerable, had to lower his head in front of Venerable Rongzhan. Since you said you are a disciple of Venerable Rongzhan, then show us. Devil Emperor Solar let out a cold snort. The fierce tiger worship in his hand expanded with the wind and broke through the void, ramming over. Devil Emperor Solar loved to smash people into pieces. It was the same no matter who it was. He loved the sense of accomplishment when his enemy was smashed into pieces. I also want to see it. Devil Emperor Tianhen also made a move. He directly rushed forward with the great Tao energy filling the air. In an instant, he blasted out hundreds of punches. The sky was filled with fist shadows blocking all paths. The disciples of Venerable Rongzhan are all insufferably arrogant. I have long found them displeasing to the eye. Devil Emperor Luojiu chuckled. Today I will start with you. Devil Emperor Luojiu grew 3 heads and 6 arms. His 6 arms waved while his 3 heads let out a cold laugh. The 3 of them attacked at the same time. Lin Fei felt a sense of pressure. This made Lin Fei very excited. The experts of the third level were from the forsaken immortal land. They had deep accumulations and were the best opponents to fight. Open. Chapter 1400. Shameless Fella. Demon Emperor Solar, who was controlling the blazing tiger warship, felt his body trembling. He nearly lost control of the warship and was sent flying tens of millions of miles away before smashing into a palace, turning it into ruins. How heavy was the ancient Tao tree fragment? One could only imagine the power behind this collision from Lin Fei. This thing is so useful. After sending the blazing tiger warship flying, Demon Emperor Tianhen charged over from behind Lin Fei. Over 100 punches landed on Lin Fei's body, causing the heaven and earth to tremble. Under the power of over 100 punches, Lin Fei's body was on the verge of exploding. Great Tao of True Self, reinforce. The surging Great Tao of True Self stabilized his body. Just like that, Lin Fei withstood Demon Emperor Tianhen's attack. Go. The ancient Tao tree fragment was swung by Lin Fei. It smashed onto Demon Emperor Tianhen's body and sent him flying. Lin Fei closed in once more and continued to smash the ancient Tao tree fragment. Demon Emperor Tianhen's punches landed on Lin Fei, but they were all disintegrated by the great Tao energy of the ancient Tao tree fragment. Instead, he coughed out blood from the ancient Tao tree fragment. You're shameless. Demon Emperor Tianhen coughed out blood. Lin Fei realized how useful the ancient Tao tree fragment was. As long as his opponent attacked, it would be disintegrated by the ancient Tao tree fragment. What a great offensive treasure. Ha ha ha! Which one of us from the forsaken immortal grounds isn't shameless? Aren't the three of you attacking me shamelessly? Lin Fei laughed as he activated the ancient Tao tree fragment. Multicolored light shot into the sky, smashing Demon Emperor Tianhen to the point that he coughed out blood. Everywhere he passed by was turned into ruins. Rumble. Demon Emperor Solar controlled the warship to attack again. Lin Fei didn't even turn his head as he smashed the ancient Tao tree fragment. Demon Emperor Solar trembled and was sent flying once more. Be *starred. Lin Fei relied on the ancient Tao tree fragment to gain the upper hand. Demon Emperor Luojiu, why aren't you attacking? Lin Fei flipped Demon Emperor Thoreau's battleship and grabbed the ancient Tao tree shard once more. Once again, he struck Demon Emperor Tianhen until he vomited blood and was constantly attacked by the great Tao energy. Demon Emperor Tianhen cursed the other party over 100 times. The great Tao energy of the ancient Tao tree fragment was too tyrannical and could disintegrate any attack. Even with Demon Emperor Tianhen's strength, he was unable to do anything to the other party. On the contrary, he was beaten to the point of spurting out blood nonstop. Even his powerful physical body was filled with cracks. What made Devil Monarch Tianhen want to vomit blood was that Devil Monarch Luojiu, that be *starred, actually didn't make a move. Demon Emperor Luojiu cupped his hands and said, Tao friend is strong. I admit my inferiority. Demon Emperor Tianhen and Demon Emperor Thoreau had both suffered at the hands of the other party. Even if the three of them joined forces, they might not be able to kill this fella. Demon Emperor Thoreau flew up again, no longer attacking. Fellow Taoist, you've hidden yourself well. The two of them weren't idiots. With the ancient Tao tree fragment in hand, the two of them couldn't deal with it. This bastard was too shameless, borrowing the power of the great Tao to attack them without affecting himself. Demon Emperor Tianhen took this opportunity to flee thousands of miles away. Tao friend, I admit that you are a disciple of immortal paragon Rongzhan. This fellow was in the worst state. He was beaten to the point of spurting out blood, and his physical body was on the verge of being heavily injured. He didn't dare to continue fighting. This fella had taken out the ancient Tao tree fragment one after another. His physical body was even stronger than theirs. Lin Fei stopped. He smiled and said, "Thanks for letting me win." These three fellas are truly cunning. They immediately stopped when they couldn't win the fight. Lin Fei thought to himself, the people from the Forsaken Immortal Land really can't be underestimated. If I didn't have the ancient Dao tree fragment, they would definitely swarm over to kill me and snatch away my treasures. Lin Fei had finally witnessed the character of the experts from the Forsaken Immortal Land. The others were probably the same as them. The three demon emperors were actually afraid of the ancient Dao tree fragment in the other party's hand. The ancient Dao energy that erupted from the fragment could disintegrate their attacks. For a short period of time, they wouldn't be able to do anything to him. His physical body was also exceptionally strong. They were secretly shocked. Could this guy be a disciple secretly trained by Venerable Rongzhan? If it was true, then all the immortal venerables in the Forsaken Immortal Land had underestimated immortal Venerable Rongzhan. He had actually nurtured such a genius disciple that could compete with them. The three of you are not leaving. Could it be that you still want to make a move? Lin Fei said sternly. Demon Emperor Luo Jiu laughed. Fellow Taoist, you must be joking. We're all from the Forsaken Land of Immortals, so it's only natural that we stick together. Just now, we didn't get to know each other without fighting. Besides, the Forsaken Land of Immortals isn't the only one participating in this war. There are also the experts of the Immortal Court who have their eyes in the sky. They're the most vicious of all, and fellow Taoist is the disciple of Immortal Exalt Rongzhan. It's hard to guarantee that they won't use a borrowed knife to kill you. Why don't the three of us act together? The reason why Lin Fei pretended to be a disciple of Venerable Immortal Rongzhan was that he did not want to fight with them. These three guys were not easy to kill. Even if he used his killer move, World Storm, he might not be able to kill them. He could only seriously injure them. In the battlefield, Lin Fei didn't want to reveal his trump cards. Those weak immortal emperors didn't count. He's going to pull me along. Lin Fei thought. Demon Emperor Tianhen laughed. If the four of us work together, we can even kill experts of the 4th level. Their flesh and blood would be great nourishment for us. Coincidentally, we know that there's an underground palace in the 3rd region. It used to be the lair of an immortal venerable in the past. Many experts have already headed there. The 4 of us can go and wipe them all out in one fell swoop. Lin Fei's eyes lit up. The lair of an immortal venerable. This should be your goal, right? How can there be an immortal venerable's lair in the 3rd region? Do you think I'm so easily fooled? Lin Fei harumphed coldly and acted like he was about to attack. Do you believe that I won't kill all of you today? At least one of you will die. The 3 demon emperors cursed in their hearts. This bastard was too full of himself. Wasn't he just a disciple of Venerable Rongzhan? They were also disciples of Venerable Rongzhan. In front of Venerable Rongzhan's disciple, they were naturally inferior. Moreover, this bastard was stronger than them. He withstood over 100 attacks from Demon Emperor Tianhen without any injuries on his body. This kind of physique wasn't something that small bugs in the universe could cultivate. Dao friend, please take a look. We found this from an immortal emperor of the 2 palaces. Demon Emperor Thoreau was unhappy, but he still took out a jade strip and threw it over. Lin Fei scanned it with his spiritual sense, and his expression changed slightly. Indeed, there were records of immortal venerables. After scanning through the jade strip, Lin Fei roughly understood it. In the 3rd region, there was an underground palace. It was the lair of an immortal venerable before his death, leaving behind the inheritance of the immortal venerable Dao tree. The disciples of the 2 palaces were ordered to investigate and confirm if it existed. Unfortunately, they were unlucky enough to encounter the experts from the Forsaken Land of Immortals and were attacked by them. Dao friend, we wouldn't dare to lie to you. How can we let those small bugs take advantage of such a good thing? We might as well take advantage of it. Demon Emperor Luo Jiu chuckled. The fragment of the ancient Tao tree was already this amazing. Even if the Tao tree left behind by an immortal venerable was destroyed, it was still an amazing thing. Chapter 1401. Everyone hit it off. Immortal Venerable's lair. Everyone was tempted. There might be immortal venerables, Tao tree shard there, which was priceless. It was a good item that could allow one to ascend to the heavens in a single step. However, in this war zone, with 3 factions present, who would dare to go alone? Wasn't that just courting death? But now that the 4 of them joined forces, it was different. Among them, there was a disciple of immortal venerable Rongzhan, a person who could fight 3 alone. When they encountered a strong enemy, they would be targeted by the other party, allowing them to take advantage of the situation. It would be even better if they died. Such a person might even be stronger than them in the future. Then how should we split it? Lin Fei took the initiative to suggest it. Immortal Venerable's lair was very tempted. Facing these 3, they didn't dare to trust them. These 3 were all shameless fellows. As for how to split it, they decided first. There are 4 of us. Each of you will take 20%, and I will take 40%. This is because I snatched this jade slip from the hands of 2 immortal emperors. Demon Emperor Thoreau directly asked for 40%. Demon Emperor Luojiao and Demon Emperor Tianhen were dissatisfied, but they couldn't find a satisfactory excuse to refute. They reluctantly agreed. Demon Emperor Luojiao transmitted to Demon Emperor Tianhen. Demon Emperor Thoreau is really a scum. Why don't we work together? Our immortal venerables have a good relationship. If we ask for 40%, then we won't have anything left. Why don't we wait until we snatch the immortal venerable's Tao tree shard, then get rid of Demon Emperor Thoreau and immortal venerable Rongzhan's disciple? Then we can split it evenly, half each. How great is that? Demon Emperor Tianhen was also dissatisfied with this distribution. He transmitted without batting an eyelid. Tao friend's words are exactly what I want. Demon Emperor Thoreau's appetite is too big. We should teach him a lesson. I also don't like that fellow. The 2 secretly came up with a plan. Lin Fei was unhappy. If it's just 20%, then forget it. The 3 of you aren't my match, and all of you were beaten to the point of vomiting blood. Going to such a dangerous place like Immortal Venerable's lair. What right do you have to take 20%? I should at least take 40%. The 3 demon emperors nearly vomited blood. You are too shameless. If not for the ancient Tao tree fragment, we would at most be able to fight to a draw, but you still have the nerve to say such things. Your skin is just too thick. Demon Emperor Thoreau thought to himself, the disciple of venerable immortal Rongzhan is indeed tyrannical. It wasn't easy for me to get my hands on this jade slip, and he wants to snatch 40% of it. Does he really think that I don't exist? This guy has a powerful background, so I'll bear with it for now. 40% is not enough. Demon Emperor Thoreau shook his head. At most, I'll give you 30%. I'll give you 10%, you and I 30%, and the other 20%. Lin Fei shook his head. No, something like the Immortal Venerables lair definitely needs someone to be the main force. It can't be you who goes, or even you. So, I must take 40%. Of course, I don't care who is willing to be the main force. I can even take 20%. Only a fool would become the main force. That was suicide. How could the 3 of them fall for such a trick? 40% was 40%. When the time comes, let's see if you have the ability to eat it. Just don't choke yourself to death. Soon, everyone reached a rough distribution. Lin Fei wanted 40%, Demon Emperor Thoreau wanted 30%, and Demon Emperor Tianhen and Demon Emperor Luojiao each wanted 15%. They had temporarily reached a cooperative relationship. Tao friend, we are partners now. You should tell us your Tao name, right? Demon Emperor Luojiao said. Lin Fei smiled and said, my Tao name is Heaven the Arch. When the 3 demon emperors heard this, they almost rolled their eyes. This fellow was really arrogant. With such a domineering name, it was no wonder that he dared to ask for 40%. How is it? Is my Tao name domineering? It was named by Lord Celestial Reverend. Lin Fei said proudly. The three demon emperors were shocked again. There was such a thing. Did Celestial Reverend Rongzhan regard this heaven arch so highly? Could it be that he had some sort of background? Celestial Reverend wasn't something that they could see. They were even more fearful of this heaven arch. It was almost impossible for Celestial Reverend Rongzhan, one of the three strongest Celestial Reverends, to take a Tao name. They seemed to understand why they didn't know that such a person had appeared. This was definitely a secret expert that Celestial Reverend Rongzhan had secretly nurtured. They secretly rejoiced that they didn't use their full strength. If this heaven arch had some secret trump card, they would be the ones to suffer. Tao Friend's reputation is very domineering. Lord Celestial Reverend's Tao name is indeed different. With our cooperation, the items in Celestial Reverend's nest will definitely fall into our hands. In order not to fall behind, Demon Emperor Thoreau took out the fierce tiger warship. Not only could the warship be used for battle, but it could also fly at 55 times the maximum speed of heavenly Tao. Lin Fei didn't board the warship. Instead, he asked them to wait for him while he ran to pull out the other Starstone Mountain. This time, they didn't encounter the attack of the Celestial River Giant, nor did the ancient Tao tree fragment appear. This dispelled Lin Fei's beautiful dream. Such a good thing didn't come by every day. Tao Friend Heaven Arch, why are you collecting the Starstones? It isn't popular to use Starstones to refine immortal equipment now. Demon Emperor Thoreau controlled the fierce tiger warship. The entire warship turned into a ferocious tiger that charged forward, turning everything in its path into fragments. Nothing, just refining a little. Don't you feel that smashing people with a Starstone Mountain is a great achievement? If one doesn't work, then another. Lin Fei said with a smile and even gestured. Demon Emperor Thoreau thought, this guy is really not a good person. He always thinks of dirty tricks. Why would Celestial Reverend Rongzhan hand over such a guy? Celestial Reverend's nest was in the third region in the central region. Even with 55 times the maximum speed of heavenly Tao, it still took him a month to travel through the void. During this month, Lin Fei sat cross-legged without moving. Those three guys must be thinking of some harmful method again. Lin Fei opened his eyes to take a look, then closed his eyes again to secretly improve his great sword chi mystic technique. He would take advantage of this time to improve the great sword chi mystic technique as much as he could. It would be even better if he could improve it to the 4th level. That would be another powerful trump card. While improving the great sword chi mystic technique, Lin Fei also secretly improved his physical body. From the 3 demon emperors, Lin Fei found out many things. He learned that in the forsaken immortal land, every demon emperor had cultivated a powerful physical body. It could be said that they were the best. By relying on their physical bodies, few immortal emperors of the same realm could break through their defenses. They could challenge those of a higher realm and wouldn't be beaten to death. Their level of physical bodies wasn't considered the strongest in the forsaken immortal land, but the Celestial Reverend experts in the forsaken immortal land all had extremely powerful physical bodies that could destroy a star continent with a single punch. Because of this, Lin Fei decided to improve his physical body again. He would try to increase the number of gates from 800 to 1,000, so that his physical defense would be a little better when facing the various enemies in the immortal Reverend's nest. The 3 demon emperors' physical bodies were about the fusion of 600 gates, which was considered very powerful. It was indeed easy for them to kill immortal emperors in the myriad worlds. There are small worms in front again. Demon Emperor Thoreau, who had been controlling the fierce tiger battleship, transmitted a message to the few demon emperors who were in seclusion, informing them to come out. Small worms in the myriad worlds are the weakest. It's not interesting at all. Demon Emperor Tianhen had recovered his physical body and his strength had improved a little. Small worms might be small, but they are still meat. Demon Emperor Luo Jiu laughed. Tao friend Heavenly Emperor, what do you think? Not interested, Lin Fei said coldly. In front of these 3 demon emperors, Lin Fei was very clear that he had to act arrogant. After all, immortal Reverend Rongzhan was one of the 3 immortal reverends. As his disciple, if he didn't act arrogant, how could he still be considered as immortal Reverend Rongzhan's disciple? A few figures appeared in front of him. All of them were peak immortal emperors, emitting powerful killing intent. Among the 3 demon emperors, they were like suns, very eye-catching. After Lin Fei's divine sense swept over them, he couldn't help but smile. I didn't expect to meet them here. They really delivered themselves to my doorstep. Lin Fei knew those few people, and they were acquaintances that he had not known for long. These few are to my liking. I want them. Lin Fei took a step forward and left the battleship. Immortal Emperor Heixian, Immortal Emperor Lanzu, and a group of evil men had been wandering in the 3rd region for a long time. They hadn't found anything good. Our region is really dangerous. With so many experts appearing, we on the evil list can't take it anymore. A few days ago, we met an expert from the Immortal Court. His divine power was unparalleled, and several immortal emperors from the 3 palaces were killed. Fortunately, we ran fast, but we also lost a few brothers. Everyone nodded. Everyone be careful. Recently, many people have appeared in this region, and there might be some good things appearing. Maybe we can get a share. Immortal Emperor Heixian said. Immortal Emperor Lan Zhu also nodded. Let's be careful. There shouldn't be any big problems. Their evil list was protected by immortal sovereigns outside, but in this place they couldn't handle others, especially those experts from the forsaken land of immortals, who were tens of thousands of times more ferocious than them. Someone is coming, an evil man, Immortal Emperor said. Immediately, a figure rushed up and blocked in front of them. Everyone, long time no see. Lin Fei laughed and blocked in front of them. It's you. Immortal Emperor Heixian revealed anger. Good. You still have the guts to come here. The matter from last time hasn't been resolved. The matter of the Tianyin Tower spread. Immortal Emperor Heixian knew that Di Tian had sold the quota to the Tianyin Tower, making them come here for nothing. He didn't dare to vent his anger on the Tianyin Tower, so he could only vent his anger on Di Tian. He didn't expect that Di Tian would take the initiative to come here before they went to look for him. The matter has indeed not been resolved. Lin Fei said, Since all of you are here, I'll send you to hell. Lin Fei took out the fragment of the ancient Tao tree, which he hadn't refined for the time being. It became a precious treasure in his hand, and the power of the great Tao burst forth. Kill him. Immortal Emperor Heixian and Immortal Emperor Lanzu were furious. They had immortal sovereigns, but Di Tian still dared to attack them. Chapter 1402. The people on the list of villains had committed all sorts of evil in the myriad worlds. They had to take revenge and vent their anger. It was normal to hold a grudge over a small matter. The 2 of them had always kept Di Tian's matter in mind. They did not dare to do anything in absolute Heaven Palace. But in this land of destruction, there was nothing they did not dare to do. Everyone used their mystic arts and secret techniques, and a large amount of death chi was shaken. They could not give up on the treasure in Di Tian's hands. Their strength would definitely increase greatly if they obtained it. They thought so, but unfortunately they had misjudged Di Tian. Lin Fei now had an understanding of the ancient Tao tree fragment. As long as it exceeded a certain level of power, it could be easily disintegrated. The ancient Tao tree fragment shook forward, and the mystic arts and secret techniques in the sky were disintegrated. Lin Fei came in front of a peak immortal emperor and smashed the ancient Tao tree fragment, causing the peak immortal emperor to explode on the spot, turning into a mist of blood. He, Lin Fei chuckled and pounced on another peak immortal emperor. Bang! 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 Lin Fei was like a devil walking among people. They usually did many evil things, but they had never thought that they would meet such a terrifying person. Once the ancient Tao tree fragment was activated, someone would immediately die. 1, 2, 3, in the blink of an eye. Only immortal Emperor He Xian and immortal Emperor Lan Zu were left in the group of villains. The two looked at each other and used their most powerful mystic arts. Lin Fei snorted coldly. The ancient Tao tree fragment moved, shattering their attacks, and rushed in front of immortal Emperor He Xian. I wanted to kill you last time. You dare! Immortal Emperor He Xian's attack was disintegrated. He shouted and was about to use Lord Immortal Supremacy when a huge fist smashed over. With a cracking sound, the ferocious power of the great Tao crushed him. And you, Immortal Emperor Lan Zu, was so scared that his face turned pale. They were on the villains list, but they were so weak in front of Di Tian, killed in a few moves. This was hard to accept. If you dare kill us, our boss will definitely kill you. Ha ha ha, you have an immortal supremacy, but don't I? Lin Fei laughed. The ancient Tao tree flew over and smashed into immortal Emperor Lan Zu, shattering it into pieces. Instant kill. Even the 3 devil emperors could not withstand the attack of the ancient Tao tree fragment, let alone immortal Emperor Lan Zu. Whoosh, the moment immortal Emperor Lan Zu died. Black runes rose from his body and slithered up like venomous snakes. Boom! Lin Fei raised his fist and punched the black runes. The black runes exploded in the air above Lin Fei and did not dissipate for a long time. Hey, this is a strange power. My power can't break it. Lin Fei thought, could it be that this is the power of a celestial prime? Lin Fei had a bad feeling about this. These black runes were weird. Lin Fei put away the storage ring and sent his spiritual sense into search. Not long after, his expression changed slightly. These black runes had an extraordinary origin. There was a jade scroll in the storage ring that came from immortal Emperor Lan Zu. This immortal Emperor Lan Zu's origin was not simple. He obtained some benefits from the Celestial Prime and was bestowed with a strand of Celestial Prime's power. This strand of Celestial Prime's power could not attack. As long as someone killed immortal Emperor Lan Zu, the Celestial Prime's power would be added to his body. As long as he appeared near the Celestial Prime, the Celestial Prime would take action. Rumor had it that the higher the ranking of the evil list, the more immortal Prime's power they would have. This was also one of the reasons why the evil list was so arrogant. The guy on the evil list is really shameless. He still wants to drag others down with him after his death. I actually offended the Celestial Prime unknowingly. Once I appear near him, it will be a disaster of death. Lin Fei could not help but smile bitterly. He had actually been tricked. Lin Fei had nothing to complain about, since he had already killed Lan Zu. He was temporarily safe. The Celestial Prime on the evil list was probably busy with something important now and would not care about him. Lin Fei returned to the fierce tiger worship. It's just a few small bugs. I've made a fool of myself. Lin Fei said with a smile. The 3 demon emperors did not see the black runes on their bodies. They did not know that they had just offended an Celestial Prime, the number 1 evil list immortal prime. There is no need for Taoist Celestial Emperor to personally take action against these small bugs. Let Demon Emperor Thoreau drive the worship and directly crush them. Demon Emperor Luojiao said, killing these small bugs is the most boring. They had just come out from the forsaken land of immortals and were quite interested in these small bugs. However, after a long time, they immediately lost interest. A few days ago, they dared to attack me from behind when I was fighting with others and snatched my treasures. Although I killed some of them, they still escaped. Now that I have encountered them, I have to personally kill them to vent my anger. Lin Fei said with a smile, revealing a mouthful of white teeth. Everyone Don't underestimate them. These fellows are reputable existences in the myriad heavens and myriad worlds. They are the top 100 villains on the list of villains, so they are people from the evil list. The three of them had heard of it before. There was an immortal venerable overseeing it, so they needed to understand it. Then, the three of them laughed loudly. Apart from the celestial sovereign and the top 10, the rest of the villains on the wicked list are nothing. To be honest, the people from the forsaken land of immortals are the real villains. Who do they think they are? The three of them disparaged the evildoers on the evil men, ranking as worthless. Lin Fei found it funny in his heart. If you guys killed a few of them and were supported by the power of an immortal venerable, I believe you guys wouldn't say that. If you have the time, you should try to trick them. There are also some evil people in our area. When we meet them, we'll help you vent your anger and kill them all. Ha ha ha. The people on the evil man list were just a small interlude. Half a month later, they had already arrived in the vicinity of the immortal venerable's lair. As for the exact location, they still had to search carefully. The celestial venerable's lair is here. Demon Emperor Thoreau took out a jade scroll and looked at the map inside. Search carefully. The few of them were excited. The celestial venerable's lair was an existence that people yearned for. If there was a celestial venerable level Tao tree left behind, their strength would soar to the heavens in a single step. This was also the biggest reason why everyone took the risk to enter, a chance to soar to the heavens in a single step. At their realm, which one of them didn't cultivate for dozens of chaos years, or even hundreds of chaos years. Breaking through a realm often required a very long time. Opportunities were also very important. They had just searched for a while when an immortal light rushed out in front of them. Countless world-destroying death chi that was constantly wreaking havoc directly evaporated a large area. Someone beat us to it. That must be the celestial venerable's lair. The few of them felt the power of the immortal light that shot into the sky and immediately realized that that place was the celestial venerable's lair. Other than the celestial venerable's lair, there seemed to be no other place. The fierce tiger worship tore through the sky, pushed to the limit.